All right, all right, all right. Thank you all for coming to our spoiler discussion of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I am so happy that y'all were able to join us. I do want to let y'all know, if y'all in here and you have not seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, this is going to be a spoiler discussion. So let me say it one more time for the people in the back, because sometimes y'all ears be opening, but they don't be listening. So let me say it again. If you have not seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we're going to spoil the movie, okay? So I don't want to hear nobody in this chat talking about, oh, I ain't seen it. Why are you spoiling it? Pause. Go watch this movie. Come back. And then enjoy the discussion, okay? It's not that hard. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. All right. So I am so happy that I have one of my fellow colleagues here, Elliot from Movie Files, like literally my St. Louis brother, one of the people that I love to watch in my spare time, who gives just thoughtful reviews and breakdowns, the king of YouTube shorts. I'm waiting on him to teach me how to do this. But if you are not following Elliot over in Movie Files, you are not living life right. So go ahead and go follow him, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. But I just want to welcome Elliot to my channel. Hey, Elliot.
Was that you talking about me, Sharonda? The king of something. This the queen of something. The queen of content making, movie reviews, the best live streams on YouTube. Listen, I'm grateful to be here with you tonight, Sharonda.
I'm just trying to get on your level, okay? Because I'm still waiting on my YouTube shorts class. All right.
How we doing? How we doing tonight?
We're doing good. Uber Eats and Grubhub
told me the story.
Girl out. You know, if once we get done, I'll tell you. I'll have a nice little good story time for you guys on how they tried to steal my food and my ice cream today. So, but we're going to get into Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
So, give me your thoughts. I feel like I kind of know them with this hashtag Namor, who I will literally burn the world with. Whatever he asks me to do, I'm going to do it.
Look.
Tell me how you feel.
Look, El Kukulkan is what we call him over here. Listen, y'all. This movie, I guess to take it back a step, and also shout out to everyone in the chat. Make sure you thumbs up, share, and all that good stuff, y'all. We're going to have a good time tonight. Black Panther 2018, Sharonda, was something I think we can all agree with was a game changer, to say the least. And going into this one, obviously, with the T'Challa not being in the film and Chadwick Boseman, all that stuff, it came with a lot of baggage, right? But sitting down in the film, I put all that baggage at the front door, sat down, watched the film. There's things I love, Sharonda, about this film. There are things I absolutely love, things I like, and things I borderline say hate about this film. But you know, it's been a few days. I've been removed from the film a few days now, and I've been thinking about it, and I still lean more on the positive, but there are just some decisions in this movie that I still can't wrap my head around. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But overall, I would say, like I said, I lean more on the positives than I do the negatives, and I'm very excited to see where you stand after seeing the film and letting it digest and talking about it tonight.
Okay. I mean, you had stuff that you love, that you like, the stuff that you hate. Ooh. Okay, I can wait to get into this, but first, hi, Tate's Tate.
What up, Chris?
Tate's Tate.
Yes,
please
yes.
Follow him. Discuss Harley, always repping, always showing love. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for watching us. We got Brandon from Just My Opinion Reviews. Go give me a follow. And B has like 20 million Black Panther Forever videos.
The man's on a world tour.
Part 2, part 3. I'm like, how many parts we gonna have? But make sure y'all tune in. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So I like the movie overall. I do have issues with the movie as a whole, but I think given everything that happened, having had a finished script, having to completely scrap it after tragically losing your, lead actor, T'Challa, the Black Panther. I think that for everything that they went through, the movie's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be.
I hear you.
I mean, we were scared. People were scared. I was like, y'all waited until 4 months before the movie came out to put out the first teaser trailer.
Yep.
Then it was crickets. Then you put out a trailer maybe less than a month from the movie coming out.
Right.
I was scared. It was reshoots, delays. It was a lot happening.
Some actors saying some things, having some issues. It came with a lot, Sharon. It definitely came with a lot. I can't think of a film in recent memory besides like maybe Zack Snyder's Snyder cut, that was like had a lot of stuff going with it that was just out of control, out of the director's hands, out of the actor's hands. So yeah, it's a lot.
It scared me, but overall,
Yeah.
I liked it. I think that I thought that it's one of the best portrayals of grief in a superhero film. Because if you think about it, we have yet to see any of the core Avengers be able to mourn the death of Tony Stark. We still have yet to see anyone mourn what happened at Endgame. The only thing that I can recall in the MCU property was She-Hulk, when we saw Bruce stare at the carvings of him thinking about building that bar with Tony.
Right.
We've only seen them deal with the blip. We never actually seen anyone actually have to deal with the death of one of, of anyone really. Outside of, if you could talk about Thor's journey, but it's not one of the core, characters. So I really like that we got to, like, they just let us grieve. I was okay with that. I was like, okay, we can be emotional and still be in a superhero movie. It's okay.
True.
So yeah. Kayla said, we didn't Far From Home. We was mourning Aunt May. Was it Aunt May that died? Who died? Aunt May died, right?
Far From Home. That's the second one. So that's when Peter went overseas and they wanted him to fill the shoes of Iron Man. And it was a couple moments where he was obviously sad and all that stuff. And he gave the glasses to Mysterio. So but I know what you mean though. There's not a lot of moments in grief.
We saw. Okay, Peter. I'm sorry, Peter.
Shout out to Caleb.
Peter done dealt with a lot of loss. Okay, Uncle
Iron Man Jr. Yeah.
And Iron Man. It's been a lot. But
yes.
So where do we begin? I mean, one of the first things that I do want to talk about, and we're gonna mix in between. We're gonna mix in the good, the bad. What we don't like. But I really want to talk about one of the things that truly bothered me, and it was their decision to totally scrap the theme that they had of the effects of colonialism. How they started off with a very strong theme of who the villain was, and then completely just scrapped it and said, hey, like, I know we could have talked about colonialism, but we just let's just go ahead and talk about Namor instead. So what were your thoughts about that?
So, well, first, all the stuff, we'll talk about the positives, what I like about Namor, but to your point, there is a thread line and a story plot that I thought was a very interesting way to kind of establish how these two nations are nations that should be joined together to fight the government. That seems to be, the thing that, and also we'll talk about the government aspect, which I thought was kind of wasted and only really used to set up Phase 5, and we'll get into all that stuff. But I totally agree. I thought there should have been not only more depth with Namor's origins to kind of establish this hatred that he has towards the world, which I did accept kind of from the simple line that, hey, Wakanda, when y'all open the doors to vibranium, you now messing with me. You're messing with my people, and I can understand where that comes from. But I wish we would have spent more time with him being on the surface and just where this hatred comes from, where this animosity comes from, where he doesn't care no more for the surface land. So I definitely agree with you that I wish there could have been a little bit more depth and conversations about that aspect that was pretty important. But as you mentioned, it was kind of forgotten about.
Now, Kenya Jones says, did they scrap it? The underlying thread in Namor's conflict with Wakanda was the threat of world governments.
Right.
Now, so technically that would be a no, they didn't. However, in the first part of the film, it was strictly about how these governments were preying on the loss of one of their leaders in Wakanda in order to send secret agents. You remember France had a whole mission.
Yeah.
The US had a whole, like, they basically everyone got together. It's like, hey, look, right now they didn't lost their leader. Let's go steal their stuff right now.
Yeah.
Let's just steal it. So
they went to the grocery store. Let's go ahead and go in the house.
So I mean, I was like, oh, so I'm sorry if it's white people in here, but I was like, oh, they're gonna have the white people be the villains of the movie. I was like, Kevin approved this.
Hey.
Y'all gonna speak some truth. And it would have made sense of just watching a movie with Namor teaming with the Wakandans to really take care of these threats. And how they really prey on these countries when, this should be a time of peace. This should be a time where, like, hey, like, y'all are losing your leader. Like, we're going to chill the hell out and you're sending all these people trying to steal their resources so you can oppress them. You don't want them to be there right now. You need them, so you would rather steal from them so they could bend the knee. Let me use the Game of Thrones reference, but yeah. So I just felt like what happened. I felt like that would have been fine.
So two things that come to mind with the abandoning of that plot that you just mentioned. Number one, we know Marvel's 10 steps ahead, which sometimes can be a gift and a curse. I think some of those threads, those story threads that we saw that wasn't completed, or a closure, or kind of a approach in the second, third act, might be because we're setting up, again, Black Panther 3, because I think that that's a pretty big thing that they want to set up, is that Valentina and the government, whoever is going to be on her side from Thunderbolts, will come to attack Wakanda. So that's one thing that I can see, that they're just like, let's put the breadcrumbs in here to lead to something to the future. But I also think that films and shows such as, there will be a continuation. The government still will be looking for Riri come her TV series. Armored War seems to be something that they're going to be focusing on with that now TV turned into a film with Don Cheadle. And I think we're going to see that a lot more in the back half of Phase 5 with Captain America New World Order. The Black Captain America out there, I think the government's going to have a couple words to say about that, as well as the Thunderbolts. So that's my only reason right now, Sharana, that they didn't focus on that, is because they want to say we got more to come later. But I think this would have been the perfect film to address that. But again, Marvel's setting up for Phase 26 right in front of us.
You know how I feel about that. You can't. I get that you're thinking about what's happening, like 2 phases down the line.
Yep.
You got to keep us engaged now. And you already know how I feel about Phase 4. It is trash. It is the gum beneath my
step-headed child. Yeah.
It is the gates of hell. All right. That's how I feel about Phase 4. And I like that you talk. Trinity Angel talks about the parallels between the Talokan and Wakanda to modern day colonialism was interesting. And yes, I wanted it to be more of, they're trying to steal your resources. They stole my people's lands. We need to work together in order to expose these corrupt governments. I just wish, like, why we gotta have all this like POC on POC crime? Like, why can't we just can we follow the Black Adam thing, where can we just come together and take down the Black people?
Yeah.
So that's my only thing about it. But I do want to talk about some of the positive things about it. And I want to talk about since we're talking about the POC on POC crime, the Wakanda on Talokan crime, let's just go ahead and talk about Namor, because, I like me some Namor. Okay. Like, if he says, Sharonda, come burn the world down with me, I'm going to say, baby, where do we start?
You're going, where's the matches? Where's the light? Yeah.
Where do we begin? So how do you feel about him as a villain? Because I think he's a well-written villain. Yes. And probably one of the first times that I've seen them redo a comic book character's origin story. And
some may say it's actually better.
It's better. I think it's better. So what you
Listen, again, Namor, beautiful name. I'm calling this man El Kukulkan. I love it. First off, I think that the betrayal from Tanakartha was something to be in awe of, because as you mentioned, especially in Phase 4, the villains, number one, Marvel has a villain issue. We know that, but particularly in Phase 4, oh my gosh, I'm talking all the craziness we got going on. So I love a villain that always thinks that they're doing right, even though they're doing some, as we'll talk about what he did to the Queen later, but when they think that what they're doing, their cause meets the end of what they're doing. So I love how we get his mindset, him protecting his people and him fighting for his people and having his motives, and just from an aesthetic design and a performance. And I'm a scorehead. I love a good score. Every time that man was on screen and they had my man Letwood's score, it felt like Godzilla was on screen. Whenever he hit those menacing natures, I'm telling y'all right now, one of the best intros to any hero or villain is when we meet Namor. I'm sorry. El Kukulkan. When we meet him for the first time, taking down those scientists, I'm a horror fan, Sharonda. It was giving me horror vibes when they were jumping off the ships and taking their own lives. And he grabbed the helicopter, threw it in the water, and we pan up and you just see the silhouette. I'm a El Kukuk fan, except for what he did to the Queen. Besides that, I'm a big fan of his, and I thought they did a good job of making him intimidating, menacing, understanding. And I want that Namor film. Where is it, Kevin? We announced things is coming out in 10 years. Can we get that Namor announcement? I'm here for it.
I definitely want to see it. And, I do want to bring this up because Lemon had talked about there were controversy when someone made a comment saying that Namor didn't look buff.
I think the writer, one of the comic writers, said that, made a comment on that. Yeah.
When I was watching, I said, honey, what we missing? What we missing? He had a swimmer's body to me. Okay, I'm just saying. But I do. Here's the thing about Namor, and I love his introduction to the MCU, and it's kind of like Black Panther. Like when Black Panther just showed up and started beating everybody ass in Civil
Putting
War.
them hands on Bucky. Yes.
For that, he beat everybody ass. He beat their ass so bad that they had to become allies with him so they could stop beating his ass.
We need him on our team
so they can go take care of who they needed to take care of.
Yes.
But do you feel as though, I don't know if I felt like Namor was needed in this film? I know this has been a passion project for Ryan Coogler. He wanted to be the one to introduce Namor into the MCU, and he's been wanting to include him for quite some time.
Right.
But do you feel as though we necessarily needed that whole story in order? Because it felt like it was a lot going on in the movie. There was just a lot that we have to focus on.
That's a great question. Obviously, I might sound a little bit biased because I was a big fan of the character, but think about it from that perspective, what you bring up as far as was he needed? I honestly, there's a lot of, so one of my conflicting issues with the film that there was, the name of the film is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And I feel like Wakanda took a lot of L's in this film. I feel like Wakanda wasn't as wise. There was a lot of silly decisions. There was a lot of disconnect, which is something that from the comics, Wakanda has a lot of turmoil, a lot of politics, a lot of disagreements. But I felt like they were just, it wasn't as strong as they were in the first film. I felt like I got more out of Telecon as a civilization, as a people, as what they do to protect the people, more so than I did with Wakanda. So I think and also knowing that Ryan Coogler wanted to bring him in, I think he fit well in this film. And honestly, and not to put this out there, but it would have been really interesting to see a Chadwick Boseman versus our boy Tanakartha being in the film. I thought that would have been an interesting dynamic to see them two on screen together. But I think he was needed, and I like the way that they used him. And again, more excitingly and more importantly, I'm excited to see what they do with him next. But I didn't think he wasn't needed. I think that he was well used, and I like how they use him in the film.
Yeah, I like how they use him in the film. I still like, I mean, I'm fine. I was happy looking at him, but I was just like, I mean, I would have rather, I don't know, I just would have rather see him do his own thing. But we always got to introduce people and other,
I got a question. If we were to take a Namor El Cuckoo Khan out, what would have been the threat? Was it the U.S. government would have been?
I mean, how long have we been asking for Dr. Doom?
Ooh, that would have, listen, no disrespect to Shuri, who we'll talk about. I don't think that would have been a fair fight for Miss Shuri as the Black Panther go against Doom for her first outing. I
mean, I'm just saying, it would make sense that Dr. Doom would be someone who wanted to get in. Everyone's trying to get vibranium.
Vulnerable,
still vibranium before the governments get it, so I can sell
it. And that was a rumor for a while that Doom was supposedly in the film, but I guess we'll have to wait till Fantastic Four.
I would have been okay with that. We do have another super chat from the Wakandan Forever. Thank you so much. First live stream. Hey, welcome to the family.
Nice.
Hey, Elliot, fan of Brandon from Just My Opinion, came over to check out the channel. Film was mixed for me. Good conversation. Thanks. Thank you for the super chat. And thanks for tuning in with us. We are on good behavior tonight than what we normally are on this channel. So you chosen a great time to come visit.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying, so let's talk about Shuri's Journey then, because we get a different Shuri, and it was interesting because I was talking to one of my friends, and they said that they didn't necessarily care for Shuri in this film, and I was like, well, we have a totally different Shuri. This isn't the fun and bubbly Shuri.
What are those? Yeah.
So, I mean, can we talk a little bit about the Shuri that we actually get to see? How did you feel about Leticia'S performance? Because I thought she was second MVP for me as far as acting performances after the Angela Bassett. But how you feeling about, how do you feel about Shuri performing wise, and
Yeah.
how do you feel about Shuri's journey and taking over the mantle?
You know, I think Letitia right. First off, this is obviously knowing the circumstances, this that she wasn't supposed to be the quote unquote lead in the film, which, and I think that's one of my, just to kind of get to the crux of one of the things as far as what did bother me with not the performance. I just felt like the essence and the gravitas of the character didn't feel like a lead to me, more so later in the film than the majority of the film. But I can't blame Letitia to what she was able to give us in this film, because I think, as we talked about off screen and as you mentioned in the stream so far, when you have grief, it changes you, right? And even keeping it in the context of the MCU, one of my biggest criticisms with the Spider-Man franchise was how Peter Parker and Tom Holland's Betrayal, he just felt like just such a kid. Like, I just want to see a little bit more maturity, a little bit more seriousness. And it wasn't until Aunt May and we saw in No Way Home, he went from Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. He was ready to put them hands on the Green Goblin. And we see that with Shuri in this film. There was some fun moments, some joyful moments, but especially when she loses her mom, she hit cold red, and it was a different side of her. And it just, and we talked about it off screen, it was just so not jarring, but it was just, I wish we would have had, as I mentioned, Peter Parker. We had 2 films with him. We saw him in different Avengers film, and it kind of built to that moment. I just wish we would have had more time with Shuri building to that moment in the film that we see her ultimately becoming the Black Panther. I feel like those moments could have been fleshed out more versus spending time with Ross and Valentina and the government. I just wish there was a little bit more time with her growth and development to get into the point to where we see her at the end of the film. But there's no knock on Letitia. I just feel like the story and Ryan's writing and putting us justice on, at least for me, that development to seeing her get to certain aspects of the film, especially when she gets to a particular aspect of fighting Namor, which I felt to be a little bit a far stretch, because I understand that the Black Panther suit and the herb gives you abilities and skills, but I don't think that herb teaches you how to fight immediately. I wish we just had some more scenes of just developing out, again, that anger, a little bit of that skill, and a little bit of that development. I feel like it was a little bit lacking in the writing department, but it's no fault to the performance that we get from Letitia.
Now, I thought about that, and to me, it would make sense for her to know how to do those things, because if you remember in the first film, she was teaching Chadwick what his suit did. Because remember, he built all of his technology.
True.
Like running him through like the car chase scene and how he needs to absorb all the energy before and what he could do with his beads. I just think that it made sense for me because she was the one building all of that. She built the suit. She built the tech. Like, I just thought that will make it just made sense to me because she was the one building this stuff in the first place. So
I hear you on the usage of the suit and knowing the capabilities. I'm just referring to like the skills. I mean, she was on the side of that ship doing some backflips, kicks, doing all that stuff, and went toe to toe. Obviously, Namor was a little bit wounded, but she has. I didn't know she had those hands. When I'm saying right, I didn't know she had those skills. I didn't know that. And I wish, and I didn't need like a 20-minute Rocky montage of her climbing the mountains of Wakanda or fighting lions. But I wish there was something established where
maybe a hero moment.
Like maybe a Okoye was teaching her some stuff on the side. Maybe, and I would have thought it would, because I thought Michaela Cole was wasting this film. It would have been nice for her and Nakia, I believe is her name. I wish that maybe she was training her during these, especially during that 1-year gap from when we open the film to when we catch up in the main plot. I just wish there would have been an establishment that she has been not only burying herself, because again, the theme of grief, which I do agree with you, was handled beautifully. When people are going through it, they do bury themselves in their work. Some people use their grief for fighting. They want to inflict pain on themselves, on others. So I just wish it was a little bit more establishment to her getting to that point that she went toe to toe with Namor. So I just wish it was a little bit more from that.
Well, watch with me, LB, who is another person that you should be.
Hell yeah.
Well, what is up? Has a really good point. We never saw T'Challa learn how to fight. Remember, he just came in beating Bucky's ass out of nowhere. We just knew that he could the same with Shuri. And there was another comment. There was another one and I just missed it. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a second.
Shout out to L.
So someone brought up this because they talked about how Namor almost killed her. She barely won that fight, but let's be honest. Oh my goodness. I apologize.
Oh, is that Letitia? She here to defend her fighting skills?
She saw the chat and she
said she want to pop in here, y'all.
I
Yeah.
think that, in Black Panther, because one of my issues with Black Panther is I felt like they kind of nerfed T'Challa a little bit in his own movie, because T'Challa was getting his ass beat all of Black Panther, and I was
Throughout the
highly
film.
confused about
For sure.
that. And the only reason that the fight was even for Shuri and Namor is because she used science in order to deprive him of water, in order for him to be weakened the entire time that they were fighting. So she was kind of getting half-ass Namor in the first.
Right. No, I agree, and I will say, going back to that fight, and again stretching the imagination, my man Namor did stab her with a vibranium staff, and I don't know how she was able to. She was like, "Let's go, round two." That was a little bit of a far stretch, but no, I hear you again, and I was just. And I definitely saw her using her intellect more so than those hands. But again, and it's not like a big detriment to the film. I just wish this is all boils down to, I wish you would have spent a little bit more time in that development stage and less time on building stages for phase 5 and 6.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. But Xbox One had a do people think Shuri never trained at all when her family was some of the best warriors of Wakanda? Yeah, but I think that kind of goes back to what you said, Elliot, about we still haven't really been able to be in Wakanda and to have that world building of what Wakanda is. We have
we're filling in the blanks. We're just assuming things. Yeah, we haven't seen it on screen. Yeah.
So we only get to see their cultural traditions. We saw when T'Challa, has to go through his ceremony, and when he takes the herb, when he goes to the ancestral plane, when we see the fight between him and M'Baku, or him and Killmonger, we only get to see Wakanda in those brief moments of the funeral of when it's being destroyed, but we don't get to just see how these characters are in their normal day-to-day Wakandan life. And I think that was still missing as well.
I agree.
And I think if we took out some of these plots, these subplots happening, we could have actually spent more time just seeing them like do their day to day, and how does that look with them mourning at the same time.
Right. I agree.
Thank you, Stephen, for the super chat. Okoye was one of my favorite parts. Can't wait for her spinoff. That she got fired was so well done. We are definitely going to talk about that, because she was read for filth with Ricky. And hope to get more of Michaela Cole and Flores Kasamba. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, because some people were just glorified extras in this movie.
More or less.
We're gonna delve a little bit deeper into it, but I do. We talked about Letitia. Let's talk about the relationship of Letitia and Riri Williams and the introduction of her character.
Yeah, Science Sisters.
I feel like Ironheart is going to be one of the first MCU shows in a while that actually makes me watch real time.
Are you hyped? You hyped for Ironheart?
I actually am hyped for Ironheart. How do you feel about Riri?
So Riri, shout out to Dominic Thorne, who's really building out a really interesting career so far. And I'm really excited to see the future for not only her career, but also obviously in the MCU. Riri, to me, was a character that was a very much so akin to, and I don't know why Peter Parker keeps coming to my mind, I guess because he's just such a younger version interacting with Avengers and whatnot. But she reminded me a little bit of when we first meet Peter in Civil War, and how he was just like so excited. Oh, Tony Stark, I'm being recruited and whatnot. And she's like, wait, my technology is out in the streets, and I got the princess of Wakanda and a warrior and Okoye. So I love the joy that she brought, because she definitely had a little bit with a film with such a heavy heart. She definitely brought the levity to the film. My only issue with Riri is that she was so pivotal to the movie for the first half or so, and then all of a sudden it became, as you mentioned, to Michaela Cole's kind of a forgotten about character, and we kind of lost focus of how and why she was so important. Because Namor again was like, we got to kill this scientist, which to me was like, bro, if you kill her, the blueprints are already out there. You're gonna have to kill every scientist in the world, because they've already, modified the machine, and But anyway, I just feel like she was important for a point and was just used as a plot device, and then it became something just kind of because there's so many characters and so much they were trying to tackle in this film that she got lost in the sauce. So nothing against nothing against any of these actors. I did think everyone brought their A game, but I feel like one of the other enemies of this film besides Namor and the U.S. government was the script. It was just so much going on, and unfortunately some of these characters were affected by that, and I think Riri was one of them.
We got a super chat for Mo Better Cool. We got 2 movies this year based around water, Black Panther, Avatar 2. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, for me, I like Riri Williams. She was basically like she's basically Shuri.
Right.
Like the Shuri that we knew, like in this movie. From
Exactly.
the jokes, her charging kids to do their
Hey, I'm
homework.
gonna need that band, bro. You a couple days late.
She said today's price, yesterday's price ain't
Yep.
today's price. Okay.
Yep.
So what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay.
Yep.
Samuel says Riri in the comments is 16, but in here she's already 19. I'm glad because college age people are also important. Hollywood either get minor or 30-year-olds, very true, or have 30-year-olds playing high school students. But yeah, I mean, I liked Riri. I thought she added the needed like comic relief, and she added heart to the film. Like it wasn't so heavy. Because the movie starts off very heavy, and I'm like,
off Jump Street, yep.
Funny, okay.
Yep.
So I really liked her character. I really love seeing the interaction between her and Shuri. I think that it's really important that we got to see two women who are geniuses, but especially young black women, like young people doing this, and also too that they didn't fall into the trope of Shuri being threatened by Riri because she's so smart. I like that we didn't fall into that whole cattiness behind it. I just think that we had two very brilliant young black women doing a dang old thing and actually having fun things to do. Now, with you, the whole Namor thing trying to kill her, I was like, baby, you killed the scientist that was the one who did this in the first place. Like, what else do you want, sweetie? Yeah. Like, you that mad? Like, can't no, like Shuri couldn't go build what she built after seeing like her plans. Like, I don't.
It was very thin plot. It was very thin. It was a little bit, very undercooked for sure.
Okay, I said you was going this hard. Like, I don't. Okay. Someone did say earlier that they felt like they were getting lesbian vibes between Shuri and Riri. I was getting sisterly vibes. I
didn't feel that. Yeah, sisterly vibes for sure. Like
lesbian vibes between Shuri and I keep forgetting the character that Michaela Cole plays because she's in the movie for 5 minutes. What's that character name?
Anika or Naka? Help us out in the chat, guys. One of those two.
I was getting more vibes between Shuri and her.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I got more stuff than that. Okay, I was getting sister vibes between Riri and Shuri, but I liked that whole addition of having her in there. But we gotta go ahead and talk about. Actually, I'm gonna pause that for a moment because scheming. I do want to ask you this as a black man. So scheming for Sriracha wants to know, men, what's wrong with the movie being led by black women? And I think that it has been I'm not gonna lie to you, Elliot, it's been very hard.
So let's get into it.
It's been very hard seeing so many black men, or I'll just say, no, I'm seeing so many black men because I expect this from other people, down the fact that women were front and center in the movie. And it's weird to me because that's something that we celebrated about the first film.
The first one, right?
Right. Okay. Yep. Now, I do agree that I think that is very important. That it's just as important it is that we see female heroes. We have to make sure that we see black men as heroes as well, especially when black men are so villainized in movies. They're villainized in TV. They're villainized on the news, and they're just villainized in this country. And I think it's important that it made me upset that M'Baku wasn't utilized more than what he was.
Man, yeah, he was. Yeah,
that was. I was like, "Where's M'Baku? Like, why is he missing this entire film?" But it's weird to me that people are so upset. Like, are so upset that black women were taking the lead in this film. And I want to get your opinion as a black man, as a man. How did you feel about that?
I think you said it beautifully. One of the great things that was balanced in the first Black Panther was the strong sense of balance between the men and women and being equal in the sense of powerful scenes, badass scenes, comedy scenes, everything you can think of that makes movies beautiful and why we love them. But in this film, and I think sometimes people forget that when they mention, the Black-led female film in this one, that there was a man that wrote this film and directed this film that put his 2 cents on the matter. And also I know it was co-written, but I didn't have a problem with it and I don't have a problem with it. And I think the thing that was just maybe, and not to even acknowledge, because again, obviously there's people, a group of people that think, again, everything that is either led by people of color or women, it's an agenda, it's woke, it's this, that, and the third, and not even to really address that, but to really address that, I felt like the film did lack a balance from like we got from the first one. As you just mentioned, M'Baku, a standout, Wilson Duke, and there was an article not too long ago stating that he did sign a deal with Marvel to have a much bigger presence, which based now off the film, I assume now that's going to be maybe for a show or a movie. But I feel like the thing that was an issue and a bit of a criticism was the lack of a balance of the strong female leads that we had, because we got some amazing women in this franchise that we can see displaying all types of range of emotions and entertainment and all that stuff. But I feel like the men in this film definitely kind of took a little bit of a backseat, and not that it was an agenda, but I feel like it just wasn't as balanced as we got in the first Black Panther. So I definitely felt the lack of balance in this film.
So I'm gonna click on some of the comments. Moist Twainkin says the problem is they push Black men to the side to push up Black women. When it should be both pushed up, we can both exist at the same time. I mean, M'Baku would have been the only character that could have. M'Baku is the only male core character that was still there. We lost Killmonger, we lost T'Challa. W'Kabi ain't ish, so he's somewhere doing ain't ish stuff. So we didn't have who were the other Black male core characters that would have been there. I mean, that's why I feel like like if people were saying M'Baku was done a disservice, I would be like, I absolutely agree.
100% agree. Yeah.
So I'm like, who else was there? You remember T'Chaka died, and that's how T'Challa became Black Panther. So everybody was gone. So when people are saying that men took a back seat, I mean, now if y'all are saying M'Baku took a back seat, I understand that, but it was only the women left, and that's why to me it comes off a little bit misogynistic, because I don't know, it's just something that still doesn't sit right. But I'm gonna read through some more comments. Phil G says there's nothing wrong about Black women leading in the movie, just as long as the writers in the movie do not make men and look and behave dumb and useless just to make the women look better. So I guess, Phil G, I would want to get some examples on who the characters were that were made to look dumb, because as I said, there weren't any other Black male characters but M'Baku. So who was looking dumb, or who was like, I don't know. Brandon from Just My Opinion says there's no issue with women leading, but why do men have to take a back seat, especially when some of the main male characters in M'Baku, Riri and Anika, got in the way of M'Baku? I do believe M'Baku was done a huge disservice. But I'm trying to understand these supporting points of these men who were the men to take a backseat. Or are you saying, I think would be a better way is if people were saying justice, I think there should be a hashtag justice for M'Baku. And then maybe they'd be like, oh, we should add more men to it. But everyone's saying men are taking a back seat, so no one's saying just M'Baku. So who are these other men who took a back seat? Not as saying a lot of people dislike Black women being the lead. People aren't going to be the same after losing very close loved ones, especially siblings and parents. I think we just got a super chat from another person you should be following, just dropping some support for you, sis. Shuri needed more time and focus as a lead, and M'Baku definitely needed more of a presence. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. And thank you for the super chat and supporting. Let me see.
It is a very interesting conversation as far as the as you mentioned, as far as men. So I guess again, one of my biggest issues was just the added in of the government and Ross just being pointless. As we introduced Riri, could it have been maybe introducing another Black man within the Wakanda forces or someone from outside? Like, I thought it was kind of strange that none of the like Avengers, or I don't even know if they're Avengers now, but I was surprised that like a Sam Wilson wasn't there due to the fact that Wakanda built his wings, or even hell, a Bucky. You know, he got his arm made from Wakanda. So I guess we have wanted some substitution of maybe a Ross character in for an influential a male character that could have been a little bit more on the forefront. Do you think that would have been a little bit better?
I mean, if they added more characters, even if they added more male characters, we still would have been in the same position with Aneka's character. Michaela Cole was glorified extra in this film.
100%.
Even Florence got sidelined. We had the queer baiting between both of their characters that we're going to talk about. So it's kind of, I do believe that there should have been M'Baku definitely should have had more to do. It was very noticeable for me watching in the film. It was one of my issues that I mentioned in my review. But I just think that what people are saying, like, it's just
the back seat.
Can you take a back seat when there's no other men?
No one else there.
Last movie, all the men sided with Killmonger, and you saw what happened to them. So
right.
What is I don't. It's like we praise the Dora Milaje for being badass women and being the protectors of Wakanda, and now it's a problem. So,
and I think it really just boils down to, as you mentioned earlier, Sharon, it was just the lack of the world building that, again, Kevin Feige said, well, we're not gonna, T'Challa's no longer gonna be in this film, but we're gonna build out the world. We're gonna build out these characters. And I feel like that didn't really happen. And I feel like if we would have did so, we would have maybe potentially, again, gotten more of that balance that we were looking for or lacking within this film.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there needed to be more balance.
Yeah.
But I also believe they did give us Killmonger, even though he a villain, but he was looking good. He was looking good. I do think that I don't know. Whether people's intentions are to be misogynistic,
to
come from a malicious place.
Yeah.
Even if that's what it's coming off as.
That's what it's looking. Okay.
And it's very scary to me that we're doing this, especially when it's Black women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what scares me. And that's what it makes me sad. It makes me sad. Movie Girl says M'Baku was comic relief, but he was also a trusted and wise advisor to the Queen and Shuri.
I wanted more of that, Movie Girl.
Yeah,
I wanted more.
M'Baku was a comic relief in the first as well.
Yep.
I think that the movie thought that it was doing a good job of him being this trusted advisor.
Kind of mentor.
They thought they were doing it more than what they actually were. And
I needed more of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
1000%.
Watch With Me LB says it's frustrating that there's always a call for men and women to have equality in these movies, only when women are leading. No one asks where the women are in male-led films. Now we off that, which I think you got a point. We lost some followers talking about being misogynistic, but hey, sometimes you just, you gotta
on your heart. You gotta let that's
you gotta talk about that.
How you feel,
yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Malik the King. I definitely wish Sam and Bucky played respects to T'Challa at the beginning. I think that they just wanted it to be Wakanda.
Private, yeah.
Yeah, like this is a whole country that didn't want people in there in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think that for the death of this wasn't just the death of their king, this was their son, their brother, their lover, I think they wanted it to just be a personal thing.
More private event.
Yeah, so
I get it. This just would have been nice because, again, I just feel like because T'Challa had, an effect on those characters. It would have been. I mean, again, we have too many characters as it is, if you ask me. But I would have liked to have maybe acknowledged. And again, we might see that, because again, the world knows that they've lost their leader. So I would have liked to have seen maybe the scene of how some of these characters felt about the loss of T'Challa.
Now, I do have a question because. One more comment. So do men go to female films and replace them? No, but these are all characters that existed with T'Challa.
Within the world.
So, I mean, Shuri is still a princess of Wakanda. And when her father died, T'Challa became the king. And when T'Challa died, it went to his mother to be the protector. And when her mother died, Shuri is the only person that's left. And also, let's not act that Shuri doesn't take the mantle in the comics either.
Mhm.
So, once again, it really just seems that it's a woman, and that's the problem. So yeah. Brandon says we haven't had any female-led films for that complaint to even take place. People had issues when Wanda just came in and was able to fight Thanos. They had an issue with that. They also had an issue when it was Captain Marvel who was the one that was beating Thanos' ass as well. People had an issue with that. The all woman led moment when they were beating on Thanos.
Yeah.
So, and people hated on Captain Marvel way before it even came out. So this is actually
that film. Yeah.
This has been a never ending type of thing.
Conversation. Yeah.
I mean, you guys kind of could say the same thing. Like it would have been the same thing on when Vision died. Wanda became more powerful all of a sudden, and she was kind of their new Vision. Like you know what I mean? So this has happened before. It's just now, in this movie, is the issue. So I think it's fine for people to feel the way that they feel. I just want people to also see how, whether it's your intention or not, that's how it
comes off. Yeah.
Like literally 3 people had to die for Shuri to become Black Panther. Like three people had to die.
Yeah.
So
and again, one of my complaints too, and I personally do still feel this after seeing the film, that they should have taken a little bit more time to let this film marinate and to push the Wakanda series at the forefront and focus a little bit more again on those characters, secondary characters, the world building. I ultimately think that would have been a better benefit of the film, or better benefit of these characters, to build them up and then establish them in the film versus the other way around. It looks like we're getting so.
Yeah, I mean, G Dash, and I think I missed Steven's super chat. Steven, can you repost this so I can put it up here? G Dash says the cooperation between men and women in Black Panther is unbalanced. Even in the comics, he is no longer king. It was not always like that. And we have another one, Brandon from Just My Opinion, clarifying the Queen, Okoye, Nakia, and Shuri were great to lead this film. I'm just upset that Anika and Riri got in the way of M'Baku. Anika was pointless, and I'd rather see Riri first in her show. I mean,
and I think right now, Anaka, from what I can tell, again, Marvel building out the world, one of those shows that they're probably going to announce besides Okoye is probably the Midnight Angels, and Anaka being, you don't get Michaela Cole just for a glorified cameo. You get her to world build and continue that story. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they're taking that character for a Midnight Angels series.
Percy says men don't have an issue with women leading. We have an issue with T'Challa being killed off. Also, the MCU downgraded Thanos' power. In the comics, he could be all of the Avengers without the gauntlet. Yeah, so if the issue isn't with women leading, then we shouldn't even be having a discussion about the women leading. But people are saying, because like it still don't make sense to me. So why even bring up it's too many women in power? Then we should just keep this focus on the whole thing about recast T'Challa. Trey J, thank you for the super chat, says that this is totally an agenda to silence strong Black men's voice. Black men are being suppressed to prop up our woman, Black Panther. And the comics was a Black man, recasting him based off of Endgame would have worked. Shuri's Black Panther in the comics as well. So I don't know. I mean, I don't. So because a woman is Black Panther, we're silencing strong Black men?
Yeah.
That's misogynistic. And I just also want to help people understand, you don't get a Black Panther without passing through a woman. So I just want men to understand, you don't get here without going through us. So I don't know why it's just, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. I never heard something like that. I just never seen people be so against women being in the
Taking the
lead.
forefront. Yeah.
I want to see black men in leading roles. I want to see,
Right.
black
Yeah.
male representation. It's important that our young boys and our
See
young
that.
girls
Yep.
see black men leading.
Nice
So
to come. Yeah.
um,
100%. 100%.
I don't know. We're just gonna move on, and
Yeah.
we're gonna pray for everybody that we're gonna pray for peace for everyone. I pray
Yeah.
that we can live in a world where men and women can just be on the same page, and we don't have to take away from our black men for women to be strong. And in order for women to be strong, we don't have to. I don't want us to take from black men being strong. I think we can be strong. Like, don't we want to be strong together?
I would think so. I would think so, Sharon. Yeah, yeah. That sounds like a nice line to live. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So moving on. Let's talk about Auntie Angie. Okay, let's talk about my Auntie Angie and her performance in this film.
Have I not lost everything? Come on now.
I think she can get a supporting actress now.
Ooh, it's been some good performances this year, but I can't think of any ones that shook me the way it did with what she brought to the table. She's a legend. She's a GOAT. She's been doing it since I was a kid, man. I mean, she's been getting a groove on for a while in these roles, y'all. She was Sharonda. She to me carried, and I think, and again, and no knock on Letitia, but I just felt like Angela just had what I was hoping to get more, and I felt it. I felt it in my bones when she spoke. Whether it was that intro scene when she's talking to the United Nations and letting them know, just this it's a presence to her. Just the way that she carried herself, and just like we already know what y'all doing. We hear your secrets. That scene, so obviously the lashing she gave Okoye, she just every single scene that she delivered. This was on another level to me. She was acting. She was acting the butt off. But, I still am baffled. And I mentioned earlier, one of the things I hated, and the thing I hated was that it took her off the board. I can't, and I know on paper, and Ryan Coogler seems to, and a lot of people think that by killing characters, it gives you stakes, it gives you motivation. Sure, I get all that, but there's other ways around that. I didn't feel like that was needed to kill off the queen, to propel Shuri to where she ended up at in the film. Not only has she already lost her brother, her nation's been flooded. Her mom could have been badly injured, and that could have been just enough juice to push her forward. I did not need to see her die. That was one of the moments. I can't think of a recent memory where I almost want to just like, I felt something. I wanted to walk out for a second, just kind of collect my thoughts. I'm like, what just happened? It broke my heart, Sharonda, to see her being taken off the board and trying to come up with ways. And I don't know if Angela Bassett will come out in the next couple of weeks and say, hey, I told Ryan, I love what we were able to create and be able to do, but I want to move on to other projects. But outside of that, I have no idea why they had to kill her off.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with this at all. Yeah. When I was sitting in the theater, I said, oh, hold on. I said, why she floating in the water like that? I know y'all not finna kill her. I know you're not finna kill Auntie Angie up in this movie. But he did. So I don't understand why we do that. Like,
and then to put salt on the wound, Sharonda, we only spent, honestly, about less than 5 minutes after the fact of her passing. Like, I felt like that was kind of absent from the film. It's like Shuri didn't really get to, she's grieving. Obviously, she lost her brother, but I didn't feel like the grieving process, the anger obviously led her from myself. But I feel like this kind of, it hurts me. It irks me. It pains me that they did that decision.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely didn't understand why they couldn't just put her like in a coma. They still would have forced Shuri to take lead. Bad decision. I wanted to square up with Ryan personally for that. Michelle says they killed the queen, so the Shuri struggle mirrored no more, and even Killmonger and even her brother didn't like it, but it's storytelling. I mean, I was just like, can we just have a movie without anybody else dying? Damn, like we already had T'Challa die in the movie. Did somebody else have to die? Like,
is it a quick question, right? Is that Ryan Coogler, great talent? Hope nothing for the best for him in his future and see what he does in his future endeavors. Is that a trope Ryan Coogler's starting to kind of get a little tiresome? Is death in his films and using death as a plot device to motivate characters? Obviously Creed was something they were coming into, Fruitvale Station, Black Panther. Now it's a theme that's getting a little tiresome, if you ask me, Sharonda.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a trope. it could be, well, Fruitvale Station is based on a true
Right,
story.
it's based on true. Yeah.
Out of it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a trope in Creed and in this movie because
Right.
it takes the loss of someone to really start them on their path of
Right.
becoming who they ultimately are going to be.
Right.
This journey of self-discovery and, you know, working through grief and trying to understand the person you're going to be now that, you know, that person's gone. I can see it as a trope.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, look, we see his next film. If he does it again, it has to be. It's like this is like part of his repertoire.
Yeah, I can see how you would be there.
Yeah.
Her real review. Thank you for the super chat. I really enjoyed the movie. I felt M'Baku was a stronger presence as Shuri's guy. I enjoyed Riri. Was a nice addition. They could have saved Mike. You mean Michaela?
You could have.
I think Michaela.
Okay. Yeah.
The talented one. Thank you for the super chat. The real problem is the writers. That would be Ryan Coogler and what is it, Joe Robert Cole? Did I just make that up? Okay.
I think no. I think you're right.
More often than not, when women lead, the world was not properly built to support it. Wakanda Forever was not an example, though. Okay. So yes, but with Angela, I really loved her, and I thought that she did so good. Like that whole scene with the United Nations when she was just going off on people. But let me tell y'all, we got to talk about this scene.
Yeah.
That took me out because Easier said, "Well, Meg, thank you for the super chat. Not my who not your face."
Oh, what's going on? This is I know Meg. She's saying not my favorites on the collaborator.
Oh,
I know Meg. No. I know Meg. She's a big fan of you, Sharonda. So yeah, shout out to Meg.
Okay, Meg. I'm sorry, Meg. I just started jumping to conclusions. Okay, I was just picking somebody. No, I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry, boo thing. Let me talk about my queen though. Because I thought she was overreacting when she told Okoye she was fired. Okay. But when she read them receipts, she said, "Baby, let me tell you
read off this list here." Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yo, punk husband Wakabi, you can still go visit him. Where he at?
The street, behind the corner.
Where is? She was like, "Yo, you can go down the street and go see Wakabi.
He's still on Earth. He's still alive. Yep.
Okay. 2, which confirming that Wakabi is alive. 2, you join sides with Killmonger with me and my son. Me and my son, my family.
We had to go to the Jabari tribe.
We had to go to them vegans and eat that vegan food with the Jabari tribe while you were
freezing our butts off. Yep.
Running around with Killmonger. And then on top of that, you lose my daughter. And I said, well, baby, when you put it like that, I mean, Okoye, you got to go, girl. That's 3 strikes.
Yeah.
She read her for filth. Read her for filth. How did you feel about that moment? Because I don't think we talk about it enough.
So, as you mentioned, Okoye, I'm here for her all day, every day. And not only does she carry herself in such a way that's just like this excellence, but that girl can throw down. That fight on the bridge with her and what was my man's name? Can't think of his name right now. But that fight on the bridge was amazing, and I love that. And then when she's in the room, I'm like, Queen, this is our general. But like you said, Sean, once you start bringing out those facts, you start to be like, and then you just kind of sit down and be like, yeah, you're right. Atuma, yeah, thank you, Brandon. Atuma, yeah, their banter was fantastic. I love that whole warrior thing between those two, but. Yeah, I thought that scene was fantastic. The only thing that it goes back to the storytelling and what they decide to spend time on. I would have loved to have seen. Okay, when that happens to someone as regal and a strong presence and power like Okoye had being a general of Dora Milaje, what happens to a character like that when she gets that type of thing? Her everything that is her life is being a Dora Milaje. I would have loved to have seen what does she do next. Where does she go? Who does she talk to? Who does she confide in? Did she? And there was a scene in the trailer, and I pointed this out in one of my videos that it seemed like she was fighting Dora Milaje at one point in the trailer that it seemed to cut out of the film, which I think her not being Dora Milaje, which again opens the door for the Midnight Angels and her being maybe the leader of that. But I would have loved to have seen where does Okoye go after she loses everything to her. I would have loved to have seen that continuation, but. Right. Unfortunately, we don't catch up to her till later in the film. It's just like chunks of the film where it's just like, wait, where's these characters going? But yeah,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And We really only got to see when Okoye went with Shuri to get Riri.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, see, that was my thing. I was like, I almost said we didn't need so many characters because we didn't really get to sit and spend time with some of our core characters.
Yep.
I mean, Nakia doesn't show up until halfway in the movie to do like a
oh my goodness, yes. How do you not have her an Academy Award winner being in the forefront? It blew my mind.
So, Brennan says, shouldn't she get her rank back because the queen died? I mean, I thought they was gonna say that, but they didn't say that.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, what does it look like when you get fired? Like, is that a permanent thing? Do you have to go through a trial to get back to prove? Yeah, I'm very curious. Again, it would have been nice to have gotten a little bit more of that context.
Movie Girl says Okoye didn't deserve being demoted, but she took it as a general that she was. No, she deserved. I mean, once the I mean, she had 3 strikes, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah.
3
she
strikes.
said, "I don't want her on the field." My queen, she is like, "I told you to bring her back home before the lights were out, and you didn't listen." So, yeah.
So some people are saying that they needed more Lupita, and Steven says that Lupita has always felt sidelined, even in the first. So how do you feel about that?
I think some of it plays into the fact that she is a war dog, that she isn't always in Wakanda. Like, obviously, all these characters are in Wakanda all the time. This is where they sleep, wake up, fight, grow, have the loved ones. She's not out. She's obviously from this film, she's not in Wakanda. So I think that plays to a little bit of her character, that she is kind of on the outskirts. But I do feel like you got to figure out a way to bring her into the forefront, especially, again, we talk about the support system that Shuri had, whether it wasn't in Baku, but her and the scenes that she shares with Shuri was some of my favorite scenes. And I just feel like we lacked a lot of that. And obviously a lot of her being sidelined, if we want to call it that, was the fact that there is the child that she had to protect, which we'll talk about. But I definitely feel like there could have been a lot more that she could have offered to the film. I also feel like some of the scenes that they did include her in, one in particular stands out, is like, wait, I know you a war dog, you a spy, you doing your thing, Nakia, but damn, she was able to get into those caves and infiltrate Telecon, who I thought was supposed to be just as, if not more, on a strategy level of not getting their place of home being invaded. I found that to be very interesting. But nonetheless, you need more Nakia. And again, we keep saying the series, maybe this is going to get a show or series, but when you have a almost 3-hour movie, and it seems like we're bringing this up a lot, that there was some shortcomings on a lot of these characters. I don't know how that happens when you have almost 3 hours to flesh out characters. I've seen movies an hour and a half that is able to flesh out characters more than this movie did, with more characters.
Introducing them more, and we
so
had
much introduced.
So it was like, I mean,
that goes back to your point. Did we need Namor earlier?
We didn't need him. I mean, I loved him, but we didn't need him.
Yeah.
Peter says that I think she was also stuck playing a more passive love interest, while the other women were stronger and more aggressive characters. I actually do agree about that, because I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I never felt the love and passion between her and T'Challa.
I agree.
In the first film, I was just like, y'all dated? Like, it just never made sense to me.
I agree.
So Momi says that she's sidelined because the MCU version of her seems like a reimagined character compared to the comics. I believe, I've been asking for Malice, so I've been asking for the evil Nakia the entire time. But
you don't look like we're gonna be getting that anytime soon, unless it's a variant of that character somewhere.
Right. Daenerys was just Romano says, but the mid credits explained her lack of presence, so I was okay after that. So let's talk about that a little bit. Because this is the part when I start boo-hooing y'all. When we saw that they had a kid. I'm assuming that she was pregnant when the blip happened. And
yes. Yeah.
That's the only way it was.
We'll put him around like 6. We're saying like 6 or 7. Is that the age range we're assuming little T'Challa?
He'd be like, he'd probably be 6. So I was boohoo crying. Especially when he said, "I am Prince T'Challa." My daddy, I said, "Baby, you better tell them. You let the people in the back know who you are. Tell them I am Prince T'Challa." I said, "Okay, baby." Like little babies do their little Easter speeches. I said, "Baby, speak on this. Tell them who you are." I was boohoo crying at this point. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. So How do you feel about that? Because I was shocked when people didn't talk about this, because this kind of goes into the whole recast portion.
Recasting the character,
So
yeah.
for people in the chat who were very huge recast T'Challa supporters, I would really love to know, what are your thoughts about having this new T'Challa? How do you guys feel about this?
So, not to open up those can of worms, but I do feel like the character should be back in the MCU, and I'm not referring to Little Man, which we'll get into here. I'm referring to like a full-grown T'Challa with all the stories and rich stories that the character had to be had. But as far as in being someone that wants to recast the character, it's a Little Man 6. And if we are assuming that the Marvel's going to give him the give Little Man all of T'Challa's potentially, and we don't know where it's going to go. But I say all that to say they need to make sure that this has a payoff. If this is the compromise, if this is the compromising of not recasting the character, and we're putting the legacy, and I get the sentiment, Sharana, as far as that goes, the legacy of carrying on T'Challa and literally through a child that he it was a father to. But I just hope, Sharana, that they have a plan and a goal, and it's not just like a, hey, here it is, and we don't see this kid for another 10 years, 15 years. He's just, King, little Prince T'Challa is off doing a mission, or he's off in school. Like, they need to work on that. If this is the compromise that we're, settled on, which I still think Secret Wars, time travel, Kang, I think we're going to see another T'Challa in the next 3 or 4 years, from being honest, an adult version. But I just need them to really, really flesh it out. That's all I want. If we're going to do this, make this little kid the leader of the Young Avengers, and we got to see him grow and get that development. That's all I want, Sharon, if we're going that route.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Thank you, Discuss Harley, for the super chat. I felt that
want some love tonight, Discuss.
Okay, Harley, can I get a job? Can you be my single mama, please? I took it, I suppose. Okay, so here's my thoughts on this. Let's be clear, okay? Yeah. If there's anything that we've learned from Phase 4 of the MCU, that the MCU does not have a plan whatsoever. So I wouldn't come on. Y'all know that Phase 4 was trash. Come on, man.
It's been rough, Sharon. It's been rough. I think Kevin Feige literally said 3 months ago, hey, we took the team on a retreat, and we had the plan. So wait, hold on, Kevin. What happened these last 2 years? What, y'all was just throwing stuff at the wall? That's what it sounds like.
Throwing stuff at the wall, hoping that it sticks. Okay, that's what they were doing. All right. They had their eyes closed, just throwing. They just pulled out of.
They put the 15 sign. We'll be back in 15 minutes, and they just haven't came back. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Phase 4 has no plan, because Phase 4 is over and nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened. All right. Now, I mean, when the little boy came, I'm sorry, because he said, I am Prince T'Challa. Okay. I just took that as we're continuing T'Challa's legacy. I didn't read into that like he's going to be the new Black Panther or anything else. But I've always felt like they were going to bring another variant of T'Challa in, because we got this multiverse stuff that Marvel still hasn't figured out what they're actually going to do with the multiverse. But because we have Kang Dynasty as an Avengers film, we got Secret Wars, where then we have like the evil variant. So
getting the incursions, and it's a big one. Yep.
It's way too much. It's way too much that can happen.
Right.
So I personally haven't been reading anything into anything, because I truly feel as though they do not know what they are going to do. They basically have set it up, if they want to time jump and speed up T'Challa growing up into like a teenager, or you can still have the different variants of the Black Panther. That you can do, and hopefully what my preference would be, just introduce a new variant of T'Challa, and I'm okay with that. And I'd be like, okay, cool. But I just think that's why with the whole recast T'Challa stuff, I've never paid it that much. I know people have always said, like, how do you feel about it? I've been indifferent about it the entire time, because I've always felt like they were going to recast T'Challa. But I felt like they just wanted a movie to pay
respects to the brother, the colleague,
Yeah, and keep
Yeah.
it moving. So for
Yeah.
me, I've always felt like they would recast. I really don't think Marvel knows what they want to do in general right now.
Yeah.
And I've always been someone who has said that I never felt like Marvel believed in the Black Panther franchise in the first place.
Oh yeah.
The
They
fact
cut that budget short, that first one, Sharon, and they didn't think it was gonna be a hit. And you speaking facts
Exactly.
right now.
They
You
didn't think it
speaking
was gonna be
facts.
a hit. You can
Yep.
watch Infinity Wars and know that they didn't think that was gonna be a hit.
Yep.
After they just tried to throw Wakanda in there for 5 seconds and went into their land and just destroyed their whole
When
little
they fridged, when in
yeah.
this wreck shop. Yeah.
So I've always felt like the Black Panther franchise hasn't been believed in, has
Mhm.
been highly disrespected since the beginning.
Mhm.
Even the marketing and promotions for this Black Panther, I feel has been terrible. And the fact that we still do not have a Dora Milaje show, and it's 2022, about to be
Mhm.
2023 in
Mhm.
2 months, is another point of showcasing they have never believed in Black Panther. Why did we about to be on our second Captain Marvel movie? We already got a second Doctor Strange movie.
We got a third Ant-Man coming out in 3 months,
Okay,
y'all.
what's our Ant-Man?
Third Ant-Man,
Man,
Sharonda.
y'all care about Ant-Man. Y'all care about Ant-Man to have 3 Ant-Man movies. Let's just be honest about this for a second.
Yeah.
You had a WandaVision show.
Yes.
You had a WandaVision show.
Mhm.
Sam and Bucky got a show.
They got a show, y'all. Yeah. My
She
boy Thor got 4 films too. Don't forget that.
Thor
Yeah.
got 4 films. She-Hulk got a show. Miss
Yeah.
Marvel got a show.
Yeah.
Hawkeye got a show. Hawkeye murdered people the entire 5-year blip and got
And
a
they
show.
had no ramifications. Don't even get me started on Hawkeye, Sharon. Please don't open up those can of worms for
So
me.
let's really sit. Like, to be honest, we should have
Yeah.
been doing this years ago. We should have been. It should have been hashtag respect Black Panther. We should have been on our 3rd or 4th Black Panther already. Okay. It just like, and for me, that's what I was more upset about.
Mhm.
It was the fact that you didn't believe in Black Panther to fast
begin
track
with,
the sequel after they made $1 billion and proved themselves
Mhm.
about the importance of a Black dollar.
Right.
The fact that we still didn't even have a movie. And that's my problem. But like, you wouldn't have even been in this predicament to have to make this rash decision of what to do about
If you would have had the fast track and plan, the script, and everything. Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. If you would have believed in Black Panther, you wouldn't even be in this predicament of not knowing what to do. Black Panther came out in 2018. Yes.
4 years.
It's 4 years.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel got a second movie already in the can.
Yeah.
It's just that don't make sense to me. We're on a third Ant-Man. When is the
Third,
first?
that to me, that's just like a slap in the face. That's a what the hell? And no, I mean, and I'm not I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Ant-Man franchise fan. I like Scott Lang and all that stuff, but yeah, it's crazy that my man's gonna have his 3rd film. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild in these streets, Sharon. It's wild.
So
Kevin Feige.
I just don't understand. I mean, I just like, this is why.
Yeah,
I was upset before Chadwick even passed at the disrespect of Black.
Yeah.
So I just think we should have been mad a little bit sooner. But people want us to be asleep. But now y'all woke. Y'all woke now.
Yeah. Like, can we get a show? Can we get a everything? Yeah.
I was asleep a little bit too long, but I'm glad everybody is woke now. But
So
those are just my thoughts. But since I'm talking about all the stuff I didn't like, let me get to this queer baiting, because woo, one thing Disney gonna do in a movie, baby, they gonna queer bait. They gonna queer bait in a movie, honey. That whole kiss on the head. I can kiss my god baby on the head. I can kiss my grandpa on his bald head. Okay.
Yep. What would she say? My love.
My love, baby. If we didn't almost die trying to save Wakanda, if the world and almost been burnt to a crisp, the last thing I'm finna be doing is kissing you on your bald head. I'm gonna be kissing somewhere else that we cannot show in these films.
Oh man!
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
No, it's you talk about tropes. It's a very I mean, Star Wars did it. A lot of these Pixar films are doing it, and it's I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we know it's about the dollar. You know, obviously, we know that money comes first. And I just read too an article yesterday that unfortunately, I think Black Panther 2 is on the verge of not even being shown in China because of this scene, and in a couple other countries, it's not playing because of that 2 seconds. It's baffling, and it's ridiculous. I was hoping that Ryan was going to definitely lead more into that. But yeah, I guess they had to chop some
If
scenes.
we're gonna get banned for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be banned for a reason. Like I
Mhm.
don't that made me so I was so mad. I was sitting there like, of course.
Yeah.
Mo Better
That's
Cool,
crazy.
thank you for the super chat. Some of the CGI in Black Panther 1 and 2 told me they never believed in it. I mean, baby, I could have been told you that.
I thought the CGI was pretty. There was a handful, not less than a handful for me for this film in particular. I thought the CGI was clean. And I also read. I think they gave them. I think this was 250, if not a little bit more as far as the budget. So they definitely gave them a little bit more leeway this time, which, as we just established, should have been.
As they should have.
Yeah, I would say it should have been a given. It's a Ryan, blank check. We'll see you in 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Somebody asked how did Riri even know how to build the machine if the government didn't even have vibranium. She built a different machine, but her teacher repurposed it in order to search for vibranium. So she didn't know what she built at the time. She was just trying to prove her teacher wrong. And
just trying to get an A, right? Just around her business, which I will say to bring up Riri. I know she has her series, but I would have loved to have seen more of that first flight type of experience from like a superhero perspective. Like was that her first, if I'm not mistaken, that was her first time flying her suit, right? In this movie, did you get that sense?
Brand new, because she remade the suit.
Yeah, so that we
prototype. That was like she made it seem like she had flown it, but not like actually be in battle.
In battle, okay. Because I would have loved, because again, I know they're harping a lot. There was a lot of rehashing of kind of Tony Stark, and I know in the comics, and I don't know how much they're going to play into the comics with her as Tony Stark almost being like someone she based her, you know, her legacy on, or building her suits on. So I wish there was, and again, I know it's a series. They're going to probably explore that more, but I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of that establishment of her in a first flight, or her messing up in the suit, or her being nervous to fight for the first time, which she just seemed to be so like, again, this is what happens when you have so many characters. She just seemed to be so like, when it came to the battle, you fighting against telecons, you ain't never seen no blue man come out the water. She was just like, I'm here for. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of that, like, oh man, this is what's going on. But
I'm interested to see how they're going to start that off with the TV series. Are they going to go back a little bit before, or is it going to take place after the event?
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but I don't know. But Brian Serta says, "Do you wish the final battle was longer?" I don't, because I didn't like the final battle. Everything was moving slow. It was just too much happening.
There was a lot going on. It was a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, Sharana, shout out to the production, the costume. Listen, Ruthie Carter.
Oh yeah.
Give her the Oscar.
Yes.
The suit, some of the suits to me were a little bit wonky. In particular, I didn't like the look of Riri's suit, not Mach 1 or Mach 2, especially from Wakanda. I would have thought it would have been a lot more just stealthy and a little bit more clean in design. And I hated the Midnight Angel suits. I did not like those big-eyed beetle suits. I thought those suits were ugly. Ugly. I did not like them.
Okay.
I did not like them.
Okay. Tay says it's not really accurate, you guys. Black Panther was going to be here, got pushed back due to the pandemic and then the death. There was no movies in 2022. The pandemic started in March of 2022. The script wasn't even done.
The script, no, the script, Ryan Coogler even said that,
At that point, in 2 years, there was no script.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. When did Captain Marvel come out?
2019? No. Was it 2019? Yeah, March of 2019 was her film, and then that summer was Endgame.
So Captain Marvel came out in 2019, in March of 2019. The movie's done. We were in a pandemic.
Yeah,
the movie's done.
100%. The movie actually, Miss Marvel would have been out this year if they would have, reshuffled some things. So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, in Ant-Man, why they got 3 movies in the can?
Yeah. And it's not like, and to be fair too, because sometimes, we have so many talented people involved. It wasn't like Ryan Coogler was making a film. He decided to not do Creed 2 and to take the Black Panther. So it was just like, he was probably just like, hey, yo, Kevin, can I get to, we'll get to that. Right. So yeah, it definitely, it was some delays there.
Who was America's Moms? Oh, America and Doctor Strange. Okay, sorry. I was like,
America Chavez.
America. Sorry.
America Chavez Corrigan.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
gotcha.
very great
Yeah.
at queer baiting.
Mm-hmm.
Who said she said there was a YouTube channel dedicated to her? So I'm assuming people filmed her with their who y'all talking about? What did I miss?
Oh, Riri, Brandon? You talking about Riri? She had people had saw her in her suit or whatnot.
Oh, you okay for the suit? Okay, sorry.
Suit, maybe?
Okay, I got you. Brian says, do you agree with Grace that Okoye's suit is unnecessary because it's too similar to Iron Man type suits now that we have Ironheart? I think that it's just unnecessary because once again, you showed Okoye and Aneka for 2 minutes in that suit and it was done.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna have no cool moment that happens with the suits, like then we didn't need no suits. I just feel like stuff just it just bothers me. It just bothers me.
I agree.
So Vera, thank you for super chat. Could have done a little better about lighting the POCs. Were they lit? Are you talking about for the Talocan?
Maybe that because it was a little bit darker. Yeah.
Hey, but he said they didn't have no light.
Yeah. Which I appreciate that. And listen, and this is coming from a DC fan, Aquaman fan. I actually like the look of Telecon more so than I do a little bit more from Aquaman, because Aquaman, it was just so bright and vibrant, which was cool, especially in the theater. But I actually like that. Logically, you're so deep in the ocean, it's going to be dark as hell down there. So I actually appreciate the more grittiness to the look of it.
I'm going to address this. Lucky323 says that movie is basically about women's empowerment. Shuri weighs all of 110 pounds, and they have her beating the strong villain. So let me address this.
Take it away.
You have an issue with Lara Croft? Did you have an issue with Angelina Jolie in the Eternals? Did you have an issue with, what was the one, the speedster in the Eternals who was beating old dude ass?
Oh, Makari is my girl. Makari is my girl.
Did we have an issue with both versions of Lara Croft, the Tomb Raiders? If we didn't have issues with these women who are definitely 110 pounds, under 100 pounds, who are beating everyone's behinds in these action films, if you have a problem with Atomic Blonde, if you have a problem with any action-led film with a woman in it, then I don't want to hear it. Once again, the misogyny is leaking out. Y'all gotta tighten up. Y'all gotta do better. It's getting too much. It's getting too much. Y'all want to be mad so bad. Uma Thurman and Kill Bill. Thank you.
I'm gonna watch that tonight, matter of fact. That's a good call out.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Black Widow, Wonder Woman. Come on, y'all. Yeah. I'm just saying, if we ain't got problem with those women who are white women, because I'm gonna bring that up because it comes back to it's we barely get representation of Black women, especially Black women in action. Black women of action, okay, in action films. When we do stuff like this, you are continuing to perpetuate this stereotype that if we put a Black woman in lead, then it won't make money and we won't get more projects like this. And that's why I get so sick and tired of us always making these comments. We're woman king. I hate the woman king. I hate the woman king. All these women. Why is it called a woman king? It should be a woman queen. Y'all, we gotta stop. Y'all come from women. Like, let me say that one more time. You come from a woman. If there were no women, you would not be here. Okay? You would not exist on this planet without a woman. Literally. You would not exist without a woman.
Facts.
You got to stop hating where you come from, okay? You have to. You are feeding into what they want you to do. They want us to be divided. Because if we are divided, that's how they continue to oppress us. So the fact that you keep downing women, Black women, your women that you come from that help make you, it don't make no sense to me, okay? So it's just crazy that y'all truly believe that because women are strong, that it will lead to the demise of a man. That is crazy. That is literally crazy. Okay? It does not make sense. I'm sorry, but y'all are getting ridiculous with this now. And and to be honest, I really hate that, because if you would actually come from a place of actually having examples, and if this didn't come from a core place of misogyny, we could actually tackle the issues like M'Baku being sidelined, about us not having
yeah.
more black men into Wakanda. We can actually have those conversations, but no one's going to take you seriously when it's coming from a place of misogyny. It just doesn't work that way. I want people to hear you, but you cannot be saying crazy stuff like Shuri weigh 110 pounds when every white action woman in Hollywood is under 100 pounds. You can't do that. It don't work. I'm sorry. Y'all be crazy sometimes. I'm sorry. Thank you, Stephen, for a super chat.
Well said.
Child. This is honestly why I didn't even want to do a live about this, but it's okay. It's okay for us to disagree. It's okay to have different opposing sides. I just want people to actually listen to the issues you have. So you just have to have it make sense, okay? Yeah. Steven says, my two phase 4 were WandaVision and Black Panther. Both explorations of grief and felt very character focused. We started and ended phase 4 focused on grief. What is y'all favorite phase 4? That's a very great observation.
Yeah, Stephen, really good observation. Yeah.
You know, even though I hate the second half of WandaVision, still do to this day. I mean, WandaVision is still the best MCU show to me. Wakanda Forever, like I like Wakanda Forever. And you know, it's not fair because technically, No Way Home. Is it No Way Home? They got too many homes. Which home was it?
No Way Home was the most recent one. Yeah.
Okay, technically, No Way Home should be the best MCU film.
But in phase 4?
Yes. I still hold the grudge that. But see, this is why I say no. This is kind of like my same thing about Endgame, why I can't say Endgame or Infinity War is the best Marvel movie ever made. Because when I feel like you have to bring 15 million other characters in for like fan service and nostalgia, then that takes off marks for me, right?
I'm actually the opposite, because I feel like when you have all those characters and what they were able to accomplish, I have Infinity War higher than Endgame on my personal list. But
you do? I can see that. I mean, I still think that Winter Soldier is the greatest MCU film ever made. So
Sharon, I knew there was a reason why I just clicked with you. You know what's up.
Winter
Soldier is. I don't think we've gotten a film to come. Yeah.
No.
We have. Yeah. I don't even think. Is that real? Is that a real movie? I don't, because I haven't seen anything close to it yet. I don't even know if that was real. I think I might have been dreaming.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So
WandaVision is your number one show.
It is.
And you would say, would you say No Way Home was your number one movie, or Wakanda?
I don't know. I gotta pray.
Or was it? I'm sorry, Thor: Love and Thunder. Was that your number
one? The bottom of the barrel. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta pray on the movie one.
Yeah, the movie, and to Steven's point, I definitely agree. There's a very common theme throughout Phase 4, honestly, of loss. That I think some of the shows and movies will more show the shows than the movies did. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. WandaVision is my number 2. My number 1 is Loki. I don't think no one's gotten close to. Well, WandaVision is kind of close to Loki. I love Loki.
God.
I love me. I'm a time travel junkie, so I love time travel, multiverse, and all this. And the score is fantastic by Natalie Holt. But that's my number 1 show. My number 1 movie. I think I got to give the crown to No Way Home. For me personally.
Okay. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. You know, it's not in order, but No Way Home, Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi, even though I still can I like Shang-Chi if I don't like the hero and I love the villain of the movie.
Okay, I'm right. I'm with you there. Win-Woo is that dude. I'm a Win-Woo fan. I'm a Win-Woo all day fan. That's my guy.
Let's just wake up and just
that's my Win-Woo. Why they had to kill Win-Woo?
Okay, I'm just like
that was my guy.
Okay, Bo, thank you for a super chat. Okoye would have been a more believable Black Panther, though. Where did Shuri learn to fight like that? I mean, would she be more believable? Yes, but Shuri is royalty. You don't think they didn't make them take no little self-defense class or something on how to be a prince? Like, come on, y'all. Women are the protectors of the king.
Yeah.
You don't think that Shuri would have had to battle?
Yeah.
You don't think she would have had no training?
Bring up a good point, right? I wish we could have seen something though, something to allude to. Yeah, I get you.
I get it. I get it. Discuss Harley.
Harley, come on, coming through.
If you're looking for a sugar baby, I'm your person, okay? I can cook. I can sometimes clean, but I'll learn to clean.
Harley coming through, y'all.
Baby, let me know. But Discuss Harley says it's only when it's Black women we're supposed to sit down and let the Black men lead. Some of them can't lead. Is it some of them can't lead? Or
can't lead. Okay.
We're gonna let you clarify that because
yeah.
So yeah. Blasian TV, thank you for the super chat. When does Shuri learn how to fight? Does the suit give Shuri martial arts and flipping skills? We kind of talked about this.
We talked about that, yeah.
Shuri is a princess who is in line to take the throne and possibly take the mantle of the Black Panther. It would make sense that Shuri would have had some type of training, and Shuri makes all of the tech for the Black Panther suit. So, I mean, to me, I don't know. But Burner TV says that Shuri gained reflexes with the herb and also got strength.
Yeah, it enhances you. No, that's a fact. Yeah, that is a fact.
Lemonhead said, "Thank you." Now tell the Little Mermaid fans about lighting. Oh, honey. Okay. But I said I didn't like the movie with the all-female Lisa. What's the problem? I said that I didn't like that M'Baku, one of the last remaining core male lead characters, did not have screen time, and I thought that was highly egregious.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
So yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to catch these super chats.
And we talked about Ross. How did you feel about Everett Ross, Valentina, ex-wife, ex-husband, all that stuff? How did you feel about that particular plot?
It's giving. Kevin said, "Hey, throw them in here real quick because we need to put them. We need to make a
set up the Thunderbolts." Yeah.
It was giving. They had no business being here. Like Ross would make sense, but I was like, did I care? I didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't care. So yeah. Actually, I would. Okay, so some people are saying Winter Soldiers. People are saying that Infinity War is better than Endgame any day.
Yes.
Shang-Chi was really good. They handled that movie properly with respect. I like Shang-Chi. I just think that if the daddy wasn't in Shang-Chi, I would not care for that movie whatsoever. Like he really. Some people are saying Endgame is all okay. I mean, if y'all want to stay asleep and not know that Winter Soldier is the greatest movie ever, then fine. I'm just saying, it's like, you tell me who doing it more. Who doing it better than Winter Soldier? Please tell me. I'll wait. And if you're going to tell me a movie that had like all of the MCU in it for you to get into it, I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to
did we talk about? I see Brandon Scott. Did we talk about Killmonger?
Oh yeah.
How do we feel about Mr. Michael B. Jordan making his reappearance? Did you anticipate him being in the film? Because I did.
I honestly,
you didn't.
I was like,
who's sitting on the throne?
Okay, thank you, Vacay JTV.
Nice.
For super chat. I'm tired of being force fed this woke stuff. Everybody want to be represented. Doctor Strange plays third in his own movie, same as Thor. She-Hulk twerks. Y'all say yes, queen. Everybody is LGBTQ. Too much woke. I want to talk about this for a moment. Then we're gonna get on Killmonger. I ain't forget. Okay. I think that when stuff comes off woke, I think that, in my opinion, when stuff comes off too much wokeness, it's because you can tell that they're doing it to check a box.
Right.
Instead of it actually making sense, right? So the whole thing with She-Hulk twerking, I mean, it's supposed to be a TV show that doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah.
I was kind of back and forth about it because, as we can see from this conversation tonight, women aren't taken seriously in the MCU. So to have someone like, I just don't think we was ready for a twerking She-Hulk yet, okay? We weren't ready for no twerking She-Hulk, okay? Doctor
Yeah.
Strange plays third in his own movie because Doctor Strange has never been interesting in the MCU. I hate
Oh
it.
my goodness, Sharana did
I
the.
hate
Oh
it.
my, hold on.
He's not interesting.
Thank
He's
you.
not likable.
Oh my goodness.
He's not likable at
Thank you.
all.
Thank you.
Never been likable.
Oh my Lord. Thank
So
you.
I'm just like,
Stephen Strange.
that's why Doctor Strange played third in his own movie. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
he just hasn't been a likable character. We've never cared. I mean, to be honest, with Pierce Brosnan, he was more likable. I care more about him than I did ever
Dr.
care
Fate
about
would
Thor.
wipe the floor with Doctor Strange.
Okay. Okay. Now Thor, I don't think Thor is like woke. I just think they made Thor dumb again. And he had this brilliant character arc in Endgame, and you totally wiped it away and just made him dumb and funny again. Everybody LGBTQ. I mean, the only reason why I can't agree with that statement is because you have people kissing foreheads or kissing heads, talking about "thank you, my love." There's no, it feels forced.
Yeah.
So I can see how you would feel
where that comes from. Yeah.
And that's the problem. When you can tell they're trying to check a box instead of just having it make sense and blend. Like, so I can see that. I think that's fair, but I think it's more so the writing and characters not being fleshed out that it comes off that way.
Yeah.
The blur girl in here.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Yo, we got a celebrity up in here. Okay,
what else celebrity? Someone that knows the world of Wakanda.
If y'all not following the blur girl, if you don't have the blur girl's book, y'all tripping. Okay,
come on now.
If y'all need to know something about Wakanda, you need to go follow the blur girl. Stop playing.
Yes.
Blur girl said, "What's up, fam? The Black Panther lineage also gives Shuri's access to fighting powers." Exactly. Trinity, I'm sorry, I'm just so excited that Blur Girl was here. I was like, oh snap.
Celebrity.
Trinity Angel, thank you for the super chat. You think Val got a chance to ride Ross Pellet's
boy. Oh man.
Hey, but Ross was working out. Shoot. I said, girl, go ahead and get your back blown out. Okay. I know you a villain, but
Ross ain't about that. Man.
Man, Ross was shook. Okay. That was sexual tension there. He's gonna blow her back out in that kitchen. I'm telling you. It's gonna happen. I'm not ready, but it's gonna happen. We done already had our first sex scene in the MCU, so don't act.
Oh yeah, Eternals, yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all got twerking now. I'm just saying.
This is the next step.
Sorry, let me get back on track. I was trying to be professional.
Yeah, but Peloton.
Rondell Roosevelt, thank you for the super chat. Well, all Black Panthers are passed down knowledge and skills from their ancestors, including fighting and history knowledge, adding to why Shuri was that girl.
Was able to be skilled.
Okay. I do agree that the word woke should be retired. I truly hate hearing that word. You know, that's just where we're at. Okay.
Yeah.
What else did we need to talk about with this? And yes, diversity is not always wokeness.
Yeah. Your boy, Mr.
Oh, come on.
Hey, auntie. Hey, cousin.
Okay. I don't remember him being that fine with dreads. He was fine. You see what happened? See, he was going through his like growing out stages in the first movie, and now that he on the ancestral plane, like
he got time to grow. Time to grow.
So,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I was like, honey, you had that cream body. I said, Killmonger, do you need me to bring you back?
Bring him back from the dead.
I'm gonna bring him back. I mean, I really like that scene. I
think it was an amazing scene.
Yeah,
I think that it's so many, and when I revisit it, I'm really gonna explore that scene a little bit more because there's a lot going on there. Number one, subconsciously, that's what she was like, "Where's my mom?" And she probably, she called upon her mom, but subconsciously, as he points out in that scene, she wanted to see Killmonger. Hence why her costume was very reminiscent to his. Hence why she had her braids done the way she did. So there was a lot of, again, that anger. Your dad was a hypocrite. Your brother was too noble. You know who can get that who wants that smoke, and it's Killmonger. So I love that scene a lot. And visually it was dope, and it just speaks to a lot. Again, and I'm very curious to see if there's any because we know it was modified, the herb with T'Challa's DNA and the telecon bracelet. So I wonder if there's any like side effects to Shuri taking the herb, the modified herb. But no, I really, really enjoyed that scene. And I wasn't surprised, if I'm being honest with you, because Killmonger, or I should say Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, literally Ryan Coogler, he's in all his movies. And also when Ryan Coogler said a couple years ago, hey, Ryan, would you be back to join Wakanda? He was like, hey, I wouldn't say no to him. He's back. He's coming back. So no, I thought that was a really dope scene, if I'm being honest. One of my favorites, one of my standout scenes was that moment.
I also like the detail in Shuri's costume.
Yes.
You see that she had the silver to represent
exactly
T'Challa's nobleness, but she also had the gold of Killmonger to show.
I mean, you got it right behind us, and then she even has her flair with the it's a lot of detail to that. Shout out to Ruth E. Carter.
Okay, I see y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my sugar mama. Discuss Harley with the
through.
I just really want you to consider my sugar baby proposal.
Some sure
okay. I got some chores. Let me know. Let me know what I need to do. Shoot.
Shout out to Harley.
Everyone's saying that he looked good. Surprised that Killmonger even made it to the ancestral plane. Well, it looked like he was on his own little plane. Like, he's the relatives that we don't mess with.
Or I mean, to dive a little bit deeper, it seems like when we've seen it so far in the MCU, T'Challa saw it. Obviously, it was a much different interpretation. And because when Killmonger saw it, he saw his dad in his apartment, and then Shuri seeing her when her mom died. It was that throne room. So I think there's a lot going on, and I think they're changing the understanding of it. So I think there's a lot of depth with that, with what that means when you dive into your subconscious and what these characters are thinking about when they go there.
Yeah. I mean, D, what was the scene that triggered you? Talia is showing us where you can go follow the Blurred Girl, the Blurred Girl TV. Do that. The way that y'all still will never let me live there. I'm gonna do the hand.
Is it still on, or is the finale? Or I didn't even know it was still on.
The finale.
Okay.
But I've been slacking, so yeah, they've been on. I'm gonna get it done. Okay, I'm gonna get it done. Was there an inconsistency with the Talokan's toughness? Some died from sonic attack. Bullets hurt some and not others. It did seem like there was like different levels of rank.
Yeah.
Like inner core, it took a lot more because remember, like Okoye like stabbed them several times.
Fatal hits to them. Yeah.
So
they just rose up like zombies, and then like B was mentioning, some of them was able to take bullets. One got shot by Nakia's gun, so it was a little bit muddled in regards to the levels to it all. Definitely agree.
Abundance said, so pointing out Disney clearly has an agenda is wrong. What agenda are you talking about in regards to us talking about?
Oh, the comment earlier.
Boxes for diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
I don't think Disney has an agenda. I think Disney is lazy. Mm-hmm. If they have an agenda, they're lazy in that agenda. Because they're just, we're gonna say this is the first gay character to do this,
right?
But they're not gonna have none. They're not gonna have no fleshed out like background. You ain't gonna know nothing about them. All you know is they gay, and you don't know nothing else. That's it. Or all you know is they black, but you don't know nothing else. Like how they introduced that whole thing in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier with Isaiah, but delve deeper
with the Baltimore police, and it's just like, we gonna stop it right there. All right.
Like, hey y'all, like, hey, we know that like police brutality happens and experimentation on black men happens, but we're not gonna delve into that.
Lazy is the perfect word to describe it. I 100% agree. Yep.
So let me see. I'm missing stuff. Ruth Carter has an Oscar. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The costume.
She already got her speech ready.
I want them to just release some of those clothes because I would definitely buy it.
You'll pick them up.
I would. I told you I sacrificed my Renaissance tour money. I would. Vacay JTV and M'Baku is king now, and Shuri is the Black Panther protecting Wakanda. I don't know.
That's how I took it. But Shuri
was kind of looked like Shuri was still trying to find herself.
Yeah. And I think in finding herself, I think that suit will be carrying the mantle will be something she's doing. But I definitely agree with the first part though. He was there for Challenge Day, and I ain't no one gonna challenge him. So King M'Baku leading Wakanda is gonna be very interesting.
And D says they want pats on the back without actually doing the work.
Yeah.
That is correct. And that's why I always say we have to stop taking scraps. We have to stop getting excited just because someone told a backstory in a roundabout way to showcase that they're gay, or that they put the Black best friend, but they have nothing to do. Like, we have to stop getting excited for the bare minimum, because that just doesn't work anymore. Like, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay, because they definitely did the Fenty shout out. Okoye wore 440, even though she was ashy, according to Riri. But yeah. So how do you feel about this? The movie action was lacking. I felt like there was action, but I felt like I definitely didn't like the final battle scene.
Yeah.
I did not like that.
I think it's where they placed the action. There was long. So after the bridge scene, we didn't get another action beat until probably about 40 minutes after that, because I think the next big action set piece from that was the flooding of Wakanda. And that wasn't even like I don't know what him and M'Baku and Namor had a little scuffle, but I think it was just the placement and how spread out it was, and it might have felt like it was lacking. But overall, it was still, I mean, it's a big blockbuster film at the end of the day, and it had some really good scenes, but it wasn't as.
I agree with this, that it was the editing.
Action was good. Yeah.
Everything felt slow. It was just, I was like, yeah. I missed something. You don't think this movie is scraps, though? We didn't even get, when you say scraps, you're saying scraps. No, I don't feel that way. In what way do you feel like it's scraps? I can, just so we can elaborate on it
more. Yeah.
Justina, thank you for the super chat. People complain about women not having any strife for build up to their heroism, but Shuri's Black Panther is easily one of the best characterizations of a hero that we've seen recently. She's not perfect. Yeah, I mean, she's not perfect. She wasn't ready. Wasn't on her wavelength, because she had her brother, and even with her brother gone, she had her mother. So it's one of those situations. It's kind of like, I know you bring up Peter Parker, when you're kind of thrusted into being a hero. Like, I wasn't trying to do all of this, but that's just what happened, right? She had to, it's really more so for her, it was about assuming her responsibility as princess of Wakanda.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was her duty, and she had to follow her duty to her country.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did I miss anything? Are we missing anything else to talk about the movie?
About Tanakartha. We talked about Prince T'Challa. Lack of some character developments.
How did you feel about them jumping into the morning? Because I was like,
right off the bat, just right off the cuff, sit down, don't even, enjoy your popcorn, just get the tissues out. Yeah, that
Marvel credit, nothing.
Yeah, that was so. I guess, and I don't want to say it the way, like, as far as like, how do you say it? Like, not getting it out of the way, but I do like how they just addressed it right off the bat, and not let it kind of sit in the middle of the film. Feels kind of misplaced. Like, why do we take so long to get? So I do feel like the placement of it just kind of set the tone of what you're getting into. And I actually think the way that they handled the funeral of T'Challa was very beautiful. From just the look, the feel, the composition of the shot, where the casket comes up, and you see him, the casket going up with the T'Challa, with the Wakanda Forever symbol was really well done. The only thing that, and this was the issue about, again, for some people it might be cathartic, some people it might be triggering. I'm kind of in the middle in regards to blending the reality of how Chadwick passed away and kind of how they handled the what did they say? They would have never really. I didn't need them to specify what killed him, but it just felt a little. It felt a little too close to home, especially some of the words they use, like fighting for his life, and the moment when Nakia said that, he knew that he was good. It just felt it blended too much to reality to me. It made me feel a little bit uncomfortable with that, because again, it's just like
they were pandering. They were pandering for emotional response, for sympathy, or
it kind of felt that way. I wouldn't say a fully on pandering, but it just didn't sit right with me. There's knowing the reality of the of what happened with Chadwick. It just felt like we're blurring the lines of fictional circumstances and blending in what happened to him. That was the only thing that was just a little bit uncomfortable for me. But besides that, I like the way that they just unapologetically, we're going to show you kind of what this film is going to fundamentally give you, which is grief right off the bat. But
Then
what about you?
that silent Marvel intro.
With the credits of Chadwick throughout. Yeah.
You know, for me, I know some people said that they didn't resonate with, you know, it being emotional for them. I know there's a lot of new people in here. My brother passed away a couple of months. If I always mention like my best friend and my god kids, it's their father. He was like a brother to me, and he passed away from cancer a couple of months actually before Chadwick passed away. So that whole thing of someone being ill and dying, and you don't believe, like when they continuously have defied the odds of science, of religion, like that hit me in a different way. And even with the whole thing of I am Prince T'Challa at the end of the movie, like, you know, they had my godson, they unexpectedly they were pregnant and they didn't know it before the treatment. So when I saw that baby pop up, I look at my godson and how much he's like his father. It broke me. So
I hear you. I hear you.
A different place, like
right.
Anyone who's dealt with that type of grief, it just hits different.
It just is different. No, I hear you.
You know, it's like art imitating life in a way, right?
Right.
I think that's why for me, I was so distraught watching it, and I can't watch that movie again. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I was just about to ask you that, which, and again, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. And this is why you're you. I love that you just share, you know, what shaped you. So I appreciate that. Open book. I love it. And that was going to be my question. With it being such a grief main subject theme of the film, knowing what Chadwick, knowing, you know, what we talked about so far, rewatchability. Is this a film that we revisit as much as we did the first Black Panther, just because it's such a heavy-hearted film? It's not let me throw on Black Panther to be in a good mood today, which is not saying it doesn't have any, you know, good messages of feeling, you know, seeing heroes and whatnot, but is it as rewatchable as some films that tackle
if I rewatched it, I would fast forward through the beginning.
Certain scenes, yeah.
The beginning, funeral, that's an instant fast forward for me. Of course, whenever Namor is on the screen, kind of burn down the world. Right there. I think really just the beginning and the end. That's what took me out.
Those are the two. Yeah.
I got you. It was fine.
I got you.
I think that Ryan wanted to do something that will allow the cast to grieve and to allow the audience to, you know, get the respect.
Have that,
and
I like experience of
I like that they were actually able to have that. I really like that. I think that's why the performances to me were so much better when they had to have,
because it's really coming from something that they've experienced.
Real. So
right.
So I, you know, I can't watch it. I can't go to theaters. This isn't like the first one where I went to the theaters like 4 times.
4, 5, 6 times, right? Inviting this person. Yeah.
I thought, hell, I just boohooed through from scratch because it's like the same type of thing. I thought I was like past that grieving process where something will make you start crying. But that's too close to home.
It hit you. Yeah, I hear you.
I want to protect my mental peace. Like I can't do that. I need to be at home so I can boohoo, ugly cry, Viola Davis cry, whatever I need to do. I need to be able to do that in the comfort of my own home.
And I'm, you know, to that point, I'm wondering, will that affect the film? You think, as far as financials, you think it's going to be as?
I don't think it's going to make I don't think it's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
But because we have the whole. For those who wanted them to recast T'Challa, you know,
boycott. Some people boycotting it. Yeah.
Some of them, not all of them. There are people who support recast T'Challa who have
like I said, like I am
multiple times. And then you have the whole misogyny thing in it.
Right.
That's a huge thing of people not wanting to see it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my friends who barely go to the movies, they've seen it. And I just don't think people are going to go multiple times.
Right. Which is how you make $1 billion, is because people see it over and over and over again.
Yeah. And I think that also to the marketing for the movie, like this movie hasn't been marketed. Like it really hasn't. If we go sit here and keep it a buck, this movie wasn't marketed
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So I don't think it's gonna make as much. I still think it's gonna make some.
I think it's going to probably be the most profitable film Lisa faced. Well, minus
The highest
Spider-Man.
Thursday night openings, they made 84 million on
Yeah,
Thursday night alone. They're tracking to
yeah,
do 100 between 174 to
yeah.
184 million for the first weekend.
First weekend, which is
Um,
huge.
yeah, it'll
Yeah,
just be more interesting to see what the second week drop is gonna look like.
which it might not be that much. It ain't no competition to Avatar.
Yeah, because everyone kind of got scared and pulled out
Mm-hmm.
from after
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther was coming out. So
Yeah,
they're saying it's banned in China. So it
that's what
just
we talked about earlier. Yeah,
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 it just depends. I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, I thought that Woman King could have made even more money in the
Mm-hmm.
theaters if they would have actually chosen to market the film to black people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna make as much. I think it's still
Mm-hmm.
gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna make more
Mm-hmm.
money than most of their other movies because
100%.
you have a different type of crowd. You got the Marvel crowd that's gonna go see it anyway, but
Yep.
you also have a black crowd that's gonna go. You also have a Hispanic crowd
Hispanic crowd. Yep.
because
Mm-hmm.
so it's a lot of different factors for it.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so between everyone boycotting at the same time, I don't. It's not gonna make as much. No,
Yeah. I agree. I
unfortunately.
agree. Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's why it's so sad. That's why this whole thing is so sad that we're just gonna boycott a movie because, like, I don't know
Yeah.
how beautiful was his casket when they
Yeah.
were beaming it up. Oh yeah,
That was yeah. I thought that was really well handled. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I mean, the movie's sad. I don't know.
So
Some
that's
people
just
don't
yeah.
want to go. Some people don't want to go be depressed. Like
Right. Too
some people
close to
just
home for
watch
some
comic book
people.
movies to escape.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, I agree with this. I do think Woman King should have been a franchise and not reality.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I don't know. It's just really sad. It was sad to see people boycott the Woman King. It's sad to see people boycott Black
Black
Panther,
Panther. Yeah.
and we really don't have any other Black movies coming out. We don't have any more Black movies.
No, I was trying to think of my Rolodex of films coming soon. Yeah, there's nothing really big that comes to mind.
Yeah, so it's just sad.
Yeah.
Like, like it's just really sad that these Black films that are coming out, like, because we're just gonna boycott it.
Yeah.
I barely heard people talk about Till. Devotion.
I'm seeing that on Tuesday, I think. Did you get a chance to see that?
Yeah, I saw it back in September and TIFF. Huh?
It's not embargo. Can you talk about it?
Oh, it's cute.
It's cute.
It's fine. It's beautifully shot.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me scared about Devotion, I think it's a beautifully shot film. I think Jonathan Majors is great in it. Christina Jackson is great in it. Has great depictions of Black love, of Black family, of the Black family unit together.
Okay.
The problem is this is about his friendship with Tom. Kim Powell's character.
Kim Powell. Yeah. Okay.
So I think we lose a little bit of Jesse in order to talk about the friendship, but I think it's beautifully shot. The only thing that just scares me about that is the fact that Top Gun came out this year. So yeah. So Devotion is a movie that's directed by J.D. Dillard and it stars Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell. It's about he was one of the first. What type of pilots was it? He was one of the first something.
It's slipping my mind. I can't think
Blue
of
Angels or
something. Yeah.
Maybe don't call me on that, but just go see it and support biceps and triceps.
Biceps.
House Party's coming out. What else did you say? I Want to Dance with Someone's coming out, but y'all finna boycott that too because everyone hates Black British people playing Black American figures. So everyone's about to boycott I Want to Dance with Somebody. So that will be the next controversial Black film to come out as well. So I mean, so yeah, so definitely gonna, boycott that when that comes out because
Yeah,
everyone hates
everyone has. Yeah,
black actors. So yeah, um, so yeah, so
I guess last question I got for you: Black Panther 3. Are we waiting another 3 years? Is Ryan Coogler coming back? How are we handling the future of this franchise moving forward?
I don't know if Ryan Coogler. Do you think he would want to direct it? I don't think he would want to direct the third one. Do you think he would want to do it? Would you want to do it after all of this?
Man, that's. I mean, his name's been brought up too. Some other Marvel projects. I know some people want to see him handling Secret Wars. Yeah, especially the way he depicts villains. And Ryan Coogler, Jonathan Majors, and all the different. Well, that's Kang, but I definitely hope Kang makes it over to it. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. He's been. I mean, I honestly want to see him do other projects. If I'm being 100% honest with you.
Okay. We do have Creed coming out.
Creed 3, yeah, but Michael B. Jordan, right? Well, I know he co-wrote it, right? Creed 3,
Ryan. And he directed it. And
Michael
then we
B.
have
Jordan
a Emancipation, which
I heard.
Right. I heard it's fantastic.
Mr. Will Smith.
I heard it's fantastic, but people finna boycott that too because he slapped the face out of
people. Yeah.
So goes back to the whole respectability politics.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think Creed will have any issues of boycott. Mm-hmm. And Devotion, I just don't see a lot of people turning up for that. People didn't really turn out for Till. I need to review that still. I need to do a review for that. I was gone when that came out, which I thought was a good movie. T-Talk says, I'm going to need Denzel, Halle, Angela, Will Smith, and friends to build a Black cinematic universe. So we would have endless Black movies. Tyler Perry is not invited. We've had enough. But see, we can't say that, though, because without Tyler Perry, you wouldn't have Idris as a leading man. You wouldn't have Taraji P. Henson as a leading man. Tyler Perry gave Tessa Thompson one of her first acting gigs. Janet Jackson one of her first Janet Jackson was on Fame and stuff, but he put Dwayne Johnson in one of his films. He was like in the end credits scene one of the love interests for Janet Jackson at the end of Why Did I Get Married Too? But a lot of people would not have a leading role under their belt without Tyler Perry. So as much as we want to hate on Tyler Perry gives a lot of opportunities to Black actors. Mm. So that's all I'm saying.
Tyler Perry directing Black Panther 3. Was that what I heard?
Didn't they say he was meeting with Marvel for something?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Medea in the MCU? Okay.
Child, who knows? Okay. I don't know.
Hello. Okay.
I don't know. And yes, and also too, they film Marvel movies at Tyler Perry Studios.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
Viola Davis. Yeah, I mean, people forget that some of people's first roles it was in.
Tyler Perry.
I messed up on Janet Jackson because Janet Jackson, she did TV, she did Fame, and she did Poetic Justice. So yeah. I caught myself, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, Tyler Perry gave a lot of people their due. So
right.
So yeah. What did we rate it? I mean, if I had to give it stars, I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
I was at and this is again, I missed my Wednesday second screen. I've only seen it once, so I was at a 3.5 on the first viewing.
Out of 10?
I'm sorry, on a 5. So that would be I guess a 7.5. 7.5.
I was like, oh my god,
3.5. Wait.
Something will do.
Yeah, so 7.5 on the 10 scale and 3.5 on the 5 scale.
Okay. So yeah. So, man, we really talked through it all.
We did. And you said so. Black Panther 3. We don't know if Ryan's coming back. Do we assume that the war against the government and potentially to telecom team together? And I guess, do you want to see a name? Do you think they're going to go ahead and greenlit Namor's film or show potentially?
I think they'll give him a show before they give him a movie.
A movie, okay.
Yeah. So.
I forgot to mention he's a mutant. Are we liking the mutants so far, Sharon? Are we liking how they're slowly but surely introducing mutants?
I don't know.
Drinking vibranium.
If they get X-Men right, I'll
Yeah.
care. Until I can have faith in that, I don't know.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I
like,
got you. I got you.
Justin says, why wouldn't Shuri know about T'Challa's son? That's not believable. In the movie, Nakia says that her and T'Challa wanted him to be free in a world free of responsibility and duty to his country. They didn't feel like it would be safe for him. And so he wanted him to just be a normal kid. And that's why Shuri didn't know. And his mama didn't know until she went to go visit Shuri. So, yeah.
It was a secret.
Michelle said, I've seen Wakanda Forever twice. I liked it even better the second time.
Okay.
Medea will make a good Avenger. I believe that. I low-key believe that.
Yeah. Give her that gauntlet. It's a getting done deal.
Just because Tyler gave opportunities doesn't mean we don't need more diverse black voices. I mean, I think we do, but hey, Tyler has his own studio.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Tyler can do whatever he wants when he feels like it. But I do think that we need more diverse black voices, and I totally agree with that. I just feel like we always hate on Tyler, and I know I've done it too, but you still have to respect what he's been able to do for himself and how he's created his own lane within this industry. And he doesn't have to go talk to studios and beg for money and beg to do this or do that. He can do what he wants to when he feel like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Are you talking about me, Brandon? Look, y'all know I don't like doing all of this. I like having random lives talking about random stuff, okay? So yeah. Love for Black Panther 3 to T Storm. I've been indifferent about this because if y'all read the comics, Storm and T'Challa have a very highly toxic relationship.
Yeah.
I never understood why
complex.
It's so terrible. Like, this girl came one day and he was just like, baby, I don't want you no more. Okay. Like, come on, y'all. It was so much that she ran into the arms of Wolverine. And that's how we got
It's a lot.
Oh, y'all, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on with them.
It's too much. But yes, fire the
100%.
They were terrible.
Not once did they get into Wakanda, but twice. 2 times. Easy. After having Thanos come and Infinity War, now fire them. Yes, they need to be out. They hire them.
I want for them to fix the relationship.
I want a relationship to fix it. Does Phase 5 get you with the lack of excitement of Phase 4 and how it kind of played out and throwing stuff on the wall? Are you excited for Phase 5? Sharonda, starting off with Ant-Man 3, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Covenant Chaos, Thunderbolts, Captain America. What's the most excited project for you for Phase 5?
I mean, it'll probably be, I don't know. Secret War did look kind of good.
Yes, and that's that Winter Soldier vibe.
Yeah, so like Ironheart, just because of Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Secret Wars. What's that girl name?
Which one?
Agatha.
Oh, Covenant Chaos. Yeah, her and Aubrey Plaza. They got a nice little roundabout cast they're building over there. Yeah.
I think
Phil said Daredevil. That's going to be 18 episodes there. Charlie Cox is back. Blade, I don't know if Blade's going to even come out the way it's looking.
Yeah, Blade ain't looking too good, y'all.
Yeah.
It ain't looking too good, y'all. So, is Phase 4 done? Yes, Phase 4 is
official.
So,
it's over.
Everything now. We don't have anything else for the rest of the year, do we?
This was it. This is the last final run. Oh, no. Guardians special. Christmas special. Yeah.
This is okay. I miss your super chat. I'm sorry, William. Does Shuri blame T'Challa for his death because he never told anyone about his sickness? If so, what do they think of Chadwick not telling the cast? I don't know, because we still don't know. We didn't really get background into how long he had been sick or what was going on. It all happened so fast. I was just like, what's happening? So I don't know. Do I think what do they think of Chadwick? I mean, I think they think Chadwick probably made a decision that he felt was best for him.
For him and his family, yeah.
It probably didn't want to be treated any differently, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm definitely okay with burying the whole Phase 4. Definitely okay with this.
Listen, man, Phase 4 gave us we got Yelena. We got Young Avengers coming. We got some stuff. Werewolf by Night was fire.
I like Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night was fire.
It was only one episode.
Yeah, but it was fire though.
I'm missing these super chats. Phil, send your comment and I'll pull it, but it's not alerting me of any super
Yeah, I don't
chats.
see them. Yeah. The setup phase, yeah, no, 100% set. There's a reset. I mean, and look, I'll be that one person to say this was the reset phase. This was, what do we do after Endgame? Reset it, figure it out as we go along, which isn't a great business plan, but hey, we still showed up. You know, they still got the numbers.
Kate for Scarlet Witch when she's literally like a villain who has not had to pay for her mistakes.
Not a once.
You didn't see Shuri burning the world down because she lost her brother, did you? You didn't. You didn't, did you?
No.
But y'all just be letting her slide. Held a whole town captive. Tortured a black woman, okay, for no reason, that was trying to help her.
She tried to kill a little kid. She tried to kill little America Chavez.
But she tried to kill the other kids in front of their mama.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
That's the best villain of Phase 4. That's the best villain of Phase 4 is easily Wanda.
Y'all sleep. Y'all better wake up. Wake up. Her kid's not even real.
She's a mother.
Her kid's not even real.
Love it.
Why are the Thor movies so inconsistent? I think the problem is it's been different directors. I mean,
the only one was Taika was back. Yeah, everything else was Ken Anthony.
And Taika did the third one. The best one is when Russo brothers did in Infinity War. Was it Infinity 100%. War or Endgame when he had the? I think it was Infinity. Was it Infinity War?
Infinity War. That was the definitive version of Thor to me. Was Infinity War.
Yeah. So and then we went back to Taika. So yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. And yes, Wanda needs to go to jail. Okay, she does. Y'all still up here sympathizing with somebody that got some fake ass kids. Like, I can't even believe y'all right now talking about these kids that don't even exist. Fantastic Four is Phase 6, not Phase 5.
Correct. That's the first project of Phase 6, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know Deadpool kind of gets in the mix.
Stuff. This whole thing will change all over again.
Right, it's gonna reset. Yeah,
they said something to get people excited, and then it's just gonna be. It's just no. Was Tony Stark ever held accountable for selling? No. I mean, he did get told off by Alfred Woodward, though.
And that elevator scene and Civil War, which is another great film. Can we get the Russo brothers?
Civil War is because I mean, they
get them back.
They do better at MCU than others.
I agree. Which totally random. I just thought about this, Ryan. I forgot to ask you. How many times did you vote for Chris Evans to be the most sexiest man in the world?
Well, Chris Evans is not my baby daddy anymore.
I'm sorry. Did I miss that?
I can't.
Did I miss the headline?
So they use somebody 16 years younger than you. That's not.
Oh, okay. Is that girl from Warrior Nun? Yeah.
That's predator behavior. He's not me. Yeah, she's 25. So that means when he was 40, they were dating when she was 23, 24. So like that's not cute to me.
I didn't know the breakup happened, y'all. I'm sorry. I missed the T on that. The TMZ didn't give me on that one.
I know, and I was just congratulating him about the cover, but I can't support predators. It's just
I got you.
So
I got you.
I'm sorry, y'all. And y'all know that takes a lot for me to say that about who used to be my husband. I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah. Any final thoughts? What are you looking more forward to in Phase 5?
Phase 5. For me, Secret Invasion for sure, because it's gonna have that tone that I've been missing since Winter Soldier. That's definitely up there. I'm literally the only reason I'm seeing Ant-Man 3 is Kang Gang. That's the only reason I'm seing that film.
Okay.
And I'm very excited to see Mr. Majors wreck shop. And hopefully get Ant-Man off the slate. Just take him out. What else do we got? I'm actually, and again, I'm a big fan of supernatural stuff, so I'm very intrigued to see if like Agatha's going to be like the Buffy the Vampire type of vibes in MCU with werewolves and witches and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Movie wise, I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Sam with Captain America 4. I like the director who did Loose.
If y'all have not watched Loose, y'all need to go watch Loose.
Yeah. When people bring up that he directed Cloverfield Paradox, I'm like, yeah, that was just the studio messed that up.
We talk about
he did Loose, yeah. So I'm intrigued to see his direction there.
This is how you spell it.
And then what's the other thing? And then I guess I'm curious about Thunderbolts. I'm not super excited for Thunderbolts. You know, I do like Yelena and I like Red Guardian, but I don't like the rest of that team. So, but I mean, I guess, you know, they got Harrison Ford in there as General Ross. So those are some ones that come to mind. But my number one, I'm probably excited and nervous for Secret Invasion because it's only I think it's only 6 episodes. And I know that story deserves a lot more than 6 episodes, but I assume it's going to carry on.
Long episodes?
I hope they better be. It better not be that 27, 25-minute episodes for all that story. And we haven't seen Sam Wilson or Sam Jackson as Nick in a minute. So I'm excited to see what Nick's been up to.
So what's your favorite MCU trilogy so far?
Is that a question? Captain America. It's not even close.
It's weird because I truly despise Captain America: First Avenger. It is truly an atrocious movie. I hate that movie. It's so boring. It's so boring. It's so
I'm sorry.
I know.
The best, hold on. One of the best origins and probably the best romance in MCU, with Peggy and Cap. Can I get one more dance? I don't know, man. And we got some people saying same. Oh, they're talking about same with the trilogy. Okay, but I love Cap, Sharon. I love that first one. I'm a big fan.
Romance?
Oh yeah. Who's competing with them?
Not them. I'd rather watch Natasha sing lullabies to Bruce than watch them.
Oh, I don't know about that. I felt that Peggy and Steve. That one more dance.
He was giving me asexual that whole movie. Okay, like come on, y'all. Like come on, Elliot. Stay woke, Elliot.
Come on.
It don't even make sense.
Come on.
Just saying, no, that movie bored me to death. Actually, the guy I was dating, we went to go watch the movie. He fell asleep. He was
oh my goodness.
I was so jealous because I was like, I want to be asleep with you, but I actually care about
that film is underrated. It's underrated. Okay. It's one of the best origins for an Avenger. And then again, even if you disagree with me, Civil War.
I mean, yeah, it's the best.
W's.
It is the best trilogy, even though
W's.
I just don't recognize the first one. But to watch Bucky and Cap jump Iron Man, I'm totally okay with this. Like iconic, okay? Iconic.
Civil War was just where is that MCU, Sharon? Where is that visceral, just political intrigue, character development, just storylines that are just tight and just makes cohesive sense? Where is that MCU?
It's with the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
It's with the Russo brothers.
They out here making Cherry and
you look at the best movies.
Gray Man.
They did Winter Soldier, Civil War,
Infinity War.
Like it's
that's legendary status right there.
Kevin needs to be going to them and saying, I will pay you whatever you want.
Whatever you want, yeah.
I will pay you whatever you want. Not Steven saying, want to kill someone gays. Yes, Slay Queen. That's how y'all really be though. Like, I don't understand the love that Wanda gets. Does the Black Panther movies have the best acting in the MCU? Hell yeah. Yeah.
I think so. 100%.
Not even
it's close. I don't think it's close.
Not even a thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Kevin needs to be paying the Russo brothers to come and do. I mean, to be honest, they need to be paying them to come to do. Who did they give Kang Dynasty to? Did they give it to Daniel?
Daniel Destin Cretton.
I don't know how I feel about that, y'all.
I like him. Not even just Shang-Chi. I like Short Term 12. I enjoyed, and I thought he did a good job with what was it, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jamie Foxx film, Just Mercy. I think he's a good character-driven director. Characters in story.
Epic Battle.
Before the Epic Battle. I mean, look, that was his first solo outing on a big blockbuster film. The CGI fest at the end was a little bit much for me, but again, he did give us Win-Woo, Sharonda. He gave us Win-Woo. So what he gonna do with Kang? He gonna do his damn thing. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Like what you did there.
Yeah.
We had a super chat. Shang-Chi was well directed. We're talking about an Avengers movie, though, y'all. It's not the same type of movie. Y'all be tripping. We ain't had an Avengers film in how many years and y'all forgot?
3. It'll be 3. And by the time that film comes out, it'll be, was it 2025? That'll be 5 years since we got an Avengers film. Let me double check on that.
What you don't understand is who is interesting right now to even be in the Avengers.
That's a good point. Who are the Avengers is the bigger question. I don't even know if we have a team.
We have a super chat from Pookie Wood. MCU people are mad. Recast T'Challa all day. Tyler is better than Ryan since he believes in black actors. Is that about the British actors? Ryan and Nate should step aside. Use time travel to cure T'Challa. Wanda is the best. Is that in regards to, what do you mean in black actors? Like sure. American actors? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 2025. Damn, we got 6 years between Avengers films. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we still ain't got a likable Avenger person.
Yeah, not a one.
I'm just saying, like, no. So,
speaking of that photo, are you excited for Sam taking up the mantle moving forward as far as like Captain America and being maybe that leader of the Avengers? Can Mr. Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, can he do it? Can he carry it?
They kind of got me when Sam started playing into respectability politics on the show, and I didn't like that. That bothered me. It bothered my spirit a little bit. It bothered my spirit. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna support.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always the type of person, I can have my opinions before, but I'm gonna give anything I watch
a chance. Yeah. I think Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is the leader. I mean, by default, maybe, because he has the experience, but I don't want him leading all Avengers.
Steven can't even shoot his shot.
I don't want him. Yeah, I'm good.
Get a damn spell right, so stop it. Can I elaborate on Sam?
He gets distracted. Can you elaborate? Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's just like respectability politics about making sure that we look and dress and act a certain way in order to help to get white buy-in to care about us. I didn't like that at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It just didn't feel like something Sam would do. I mean, did it feel like something Sam would do with you?
It's been so long since I watched that show. I can't even really sit in my head, bro. That scene. Only thing I remember about that show was the Dora Milaje.
I mean, because that was the best part of the whole show.
Yeah.
You think we boycott? Wait till the.
Oh, you're saying like you think we're boycotting now? Wait till the Sam Wilson film come out or Captain America comes out?
Yeah, I just feel like we be harder on our own people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, yeah, we should, but do I feel like it's for the right reasons? So I think that's my problem with it.
Yeah.
What was the response, Pookie? Tell us. I love Multiverse of Madness, but Doctor Strange 2 shouldn't have happened. It should have been a standalone one. The way y'all gonna keep caping for this villain, this criminal, this stuff.
She's the best.
The stuff. Okay. I agree with you, Sharana, but the Sam character is a tap dancer. I can. I mean, basically. Finale aside, I like that they explore why he was reluctant to take on the shield and what it means for him to have it and Bucky's mental health. I was kind of mad that we didn't get like Killer Bucky. I still prefer Bucky the villain personally. I know that's terrible. Hold on, I'm just grabbing my charger.
I am right there with Sharonda. I thought Winter Soldier was not given the chance to really show us, because again, we talked about Winter Soldier already. That film is amazing because number one, it's a great, well put together film. But y'all remember every time Winter Soldier came on screen, how scared you were for whoever it was. I'm talking Cap, I'm talking Sam, I'm talking whoever, and that Terminator type of just menacing nature to him. It's unfortunate that we only got just that film of him. We got a little bit of it in Civil War, but we should have got more of Bucky being Winter Soldier, because that was some elite elite villainous.
And that's why it was such a big deal when T'Challa came, because he was just beating his ass. I
Yeah,
was like, oh my God.
yeah, yep. Oh, and I would have loved, speaking of Winter Soldier, when Mr. Isaiah Bradley said, "I took off his arm." Oh, I need to see that flashback. I would love to see that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would love to see that flashback.
Colin, thank you for the super chat. They need to start crossing over and teaming these characters more if there's going to be another Avengers, and I totally agree. But I think before we can even get to that, Colin, you got to make them interested on their own. Like,
Thank
I don't
you.
care about most of these
If
people.
you throw, that's what actually I push, and shout out to Colin, but I push back on that. I feel like it's almost too much of just throwing characters in, and America Chavez to me was just a throw-in character that really didn't get much of depth in. I mean, every film has had another superhero kind of collide into the main narrative, and I think it hasn't been handled well. But yeah, we got to build this team somehow, and this hasn't happened yet.
I keep missing Pookie. It was in Pookiewood. It was in regards to Ryan and Nate not trusting another black talent. Okay, I got you.
Oh,
so I got what you're saying. Who do you, if we get a recast to T'Challa, who would you want to see?
Man, I mean, there's a lot of people bring up Aldous Hodge. I think that would be a pretty solid fit. What's my man's name from Issa Rae's show? Joel
Noel or E. Baby, what's his name?
That guy. I would like to see him take on the character. I've seen Yaya name been brought up. Obviously, he's Wonder Man now.
Yeah, gotta get me to believe in Black Manta first before we can even do
that. Who else's name's been
thrown? I want Damson Idris from Snowfall.
I've seen that name. I could see that. Yep. Younger T'Challa almost. Yeah, I could see that. I can see that a lot. I mean, yeah, those are some good choices. I've seen the John David Washington. I like John, but I don't know if he can pull that off.
I'm gonna just be respectful and say no.
I don't think he can pull it off, y'all.
I mean, I think he might. You never know. People can surprise you, but
Trevante Rose, what you think about him?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not a fan of Trevante?
I think Trevante's fine. I want to see him do more roles like Mike that actually showcase his range.
Yeah. Okay.
Before I can feel confident.
I got you. Bro. I didn't finish Mike, by the way. I only got to the fifth.
He was actually good in it. He was actually really good in it. Wonder Man is white in the comics. Okay, and Nick Fury white in the comics too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
his skin, like from my understanding from Wonder Man, his ethnicity doesn't define him. So
yeah, so yeah, I'm scared about Blade.
You talk about another not giving the Black Panther treatment. The fact that Kevin Feige announced this project, or at least announced Mahershala Ali back in 2019, Sharonda.
I was there. I was in Hall H when
it
happened.
And the fact that they didn't have a script. They just picked a director probably about a year and a half ago.
I mean, I wasn't really okay with the director. Now, if Ryan said he wanted to do Blade, I'm okay with that.
Coogler? Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't think that's what we're gonna get, but I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna tell you something offline about a director that might have a chance that we'll talk about.
Okay. Look at me getting the tea y'all ain't getting.
A little scoop.
Okay.
But I'm scared for Blade right now. I don't know how you not take an Academy Award winning, 2-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali and not fast track that and make sure priority, story, director, all that stuff is
Exactly.
I don't know what it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm just saying. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what Black couple would I want to see in the MCU. I was kind of rooting for Malice and Killmonger, but it's a whole different trajectory now with those characters.
Right.
So I don't know. Until they do right by Wesley Snipes. I'm trying to think. Do you think DC and Marvel are on equal footing? No.
Like as we speak today, no. But if y'all don't know, now you know. I'm a DC guy, and I think the moves we've made in the last few weeks, bringing back my man Henry, getting James Gunn in the forefront, and building out this world and a cohesive world, DC's coming. That's all I gotta say. We coming. And I'll say this too, Sharon, about DC in 2022. I'll take a Peacemaker. I'll take a Batman, and hell, I'll even throw in a fun action film like Black Adam over any Disney Plus show and most of the MCU Phase 4 films.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I thought DC brought it this year.
Can you bring it when the bar is set to hell?
You got a good point. But like, I'm just...
The bar is literally set to hell. Because I feel like Peacemaker kind of lost steam.
Oh, really? Oh, I think it got better as it went along.
Oh.
I loved some Peacemaker.
I don't know.
I loved it.
Brandon said, no, Elliot, it's a huge mess.
Come on, B. I know you're a Marvel guy, B, but come on, man. Peacemaker's trash there? What show were y'all watching, man? Peacemaker was the best. Well, outside of Marvel and DC, I think The Boys was the best comic book show this year, but Peacemaker was it.
I don't know if I love The Boys as much this year as...
Really? Oh, my man. Well, first off, can we agree Homelander's the best villain on TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Second off, you didn't like my man Soldier Boy? His inclusion this year to the story?
I felt like he was missing for most of the season.
The first half, yeah, I give you that. First time I was looking for
him. I just felt like Soldier Boy. I don't know. No, I didn't think. I felt like we should have got more than what we got with Soldier Boy.
Okay. Hopefully, we're gonna get more of them. They didn't do what Marvel or DC do, kill the character off. I'm glad that they still have him on ice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wanted Soldier Boy to do more.
Yeah,
he didn't.
I love The Boys.
Like what Daenerys said, like he didn't have a huge impact.
I thought he would have more impact. I mean, that was the father. Well, I don't want to get into spoilers, but yeah, okay. I guess I can see.
Y'all gonna stop coming for me in these comments.
But yeah, she's still. Wait. You haven't seen Invincible? Oh, Sharonda. That it was my man, Omni-Man. Come on. I can't wait for that next 2 seasons of that, man. Trying to see Glass Onion.
I've already seen Glass.
I would say you probably already seen it.
Yeah. Ironically, I'm going to LA on Monday to the premiere.
Nice.
Of Glass Onion, and I'll be with some of the cast too of Glass Onion.
Did you say interview? You get an interview?
Yeah, but not with everybody. It's just with Catherine Hahn.
Just with Catherine Hahn. I love Catherine Hahn. I love Catherine Hahn.
She's a sweetheart in person.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson.
Okay.
Who else? Janelle Monáe and Edward Norton.
Oh, that's a nice little slate. That's a nice. I'm sure you want to obviously, Daniel Craig
and Ryan and Leslie.
Yeah.
Everybody. I just want to be selfish.
That's a stack cast. And since I know you got your review and your interviews. Blink once if it's maybe on par with the first one or maybe even a little better.
I don't know. A lot of people said that they like this better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it can't beat the first one because nothing will. Like I never thought that movie would be as good as it was.
As good. It was. That was one of my favorite. What was that? 2019? Was that 2019? The first one?
I think it was before the world ended.
I think. Yeah.
Right. That's why it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So. I just didn't think that movie would be good as it was.
Surprised you, yeah.
Yeah.
So you came in this time with a little bit different expectations, considering where the first one stems from.
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch it again. I mean, I still love it. I would still tell y'all to pay to go see it. I think it's a really good movie and it has a really great cast. And I actually really like Dave Bautista in it.
Oh, I love Dave.
He's so great. I love him.
I love him, man. He is. I'm so happy that he was able to branch out of that kind of trope of the big muscle man, and he just was able to work with Denis Villeneuve and working with Sam Mendes. It really helped him out. I think his career trajectory is on a much better path than what The Rock was, as far as where wrestler turned actor comes.
I like how he's trying to just diversify the genres of film that he does and the roles that he takes. But I think that people will really like Glass Onion. It's a lot of fun. I love Janelle Monáe in it. I thought she was absolutely fantastic and stole the show. So yeah, I've seen Sex Lives, part of Sex Lives. I gotta watch the second season.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to interview them and they never got back to me. So you know.
Okay.
So yeah. So they said so I mean that's up to Elliot.
What?
They
Some
were
more hey, that's hey, I'm on her platform right now. I want to be here. And let me just say this too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I should say this up top. I have been such a huge fan of Sharonda from back in the day, from her covering her American Horror Stories back when it was good. And the fact that I'm here now talking to her on her channel, it's one of those bucket list things that I can secretly say that I checked off. So it has been. I'm kind of, let me pinch myself. I don't know if anyone watches Atlanta. I might be in a simulation or a dream right now. I know this is real. So
I cannot with you. I cannot.
So yeah.
Look, no, I love Elliot. I love how we bond over messy white people drama shows together. How we just that's like our go-to. Mare v. Town. What was it? Sex? What scenes? Sex scenes from America.
Oh yeah.
No, Elliot is great, and I love how just thoughtful and how much care you put into like the things that you say and how you review things. I think you're great. I love to see how much your channel has grown so fast, especially during the pandemic. I love it. And I just can't wait to see what else is in store, especially when you do the YouTube short class that you're going to teach me.
I got you.
Yeah, no, if you guys aren't following Elliot, you really need to follow him. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And who knew that he is from SC, well, repping STL.
Yeah.
Randomly to Elliot in the Batman and didn't even realize it until
that was crazy. Listen, y'all. I thought I was I'm like, hold on. Is that a what? That's Sharonda, man. That was awesome. That was awesome.
As I'm sitting here with all my St. Louis bread, cold food and drinks and stuff that I smuggled into the movie theater. So yeah. He is absolutely great. I feel like people was asking, am I watching The Crown? Yeah, I watched The Crown. It was great. I loved it. You don't watch The Crown? It's messy white people drama. I can't believe you don't watch The Crown.
I like period pieces, but it's sometimes I'm just like,
No, you gotta watch it. It's good.
Yeah, and you don't have to. I mean, I know it's based on like, real life character. You don't have to watch previous stuff to kind of jump into this new season.
No,
because this one was Diana, Princess Diana, and the Queen.
I understand like Margaret's part. You would need to watch the first season, but no, not really. Every season they age up.
Yeah. Okay.
Every 2 seasons they age up. So it's
this one got my girl Elizabeth Debicki. Was she good as Diana?
Yeah, she was.
I'm gonna have to check it out because I love Elizabeth. I love Princess Diana, but I also love Elizabeth. So I might have to give it a watch.
Yeah, no, she was great. Oh, this is for Elliot because Elliot is a White Lotus fan.
Yeah, I am. Any thoughts on White Lotus? I'm loving it. I actually watched episode 3 earlier today, and I'm really enjoying the show. It's such what I love about it more than anything. Number one, it's shot so well, and I love how this is just a beautiful. Right now, they're in Sicily, Italy. Such a beautiful vacation spot to be at, but yet they come with all this baggage, and none of them can seem to appreciate what they have in front of them. And I just love all the different interactions with different characters. So White Lotus is where I'm at on Sundays. So yeah, definitely recommend you all check that out if you haven't already.
I'm trying to get into it.
And the score. I mentioned earlier, I'm a score here. I love the score of the White Lotus. It's one of the best on TV. Love it. Love it.
Any other recommendations on what people should be watching?
Well, it's a great question, Sharonda. I for any science fiction fanatics out there, if there's a show what I consider to be the greatest of all time on Netflix, which went by the name of Dark. They had 3 seasons. It was time travel done right. It was character building done right, and it's some of the greatest science fiction you'll ever see. The creators of that show has a new show coming out this Friday by the name of 1899.
It comes out this Friday?
Comes out this Friday. Snuck up on us. No. I'm sorry. Wait. Is it this Friday or the 20th? No. It's this Friday. Then Wednesday is next week, I think. But
so it's good.
I have seen the first 6 out of the 8, and it is. If you like dark, If you like dark, you're gonna like this one. It's same but different in the sense of tone and dreadfulness and how they capture the mystery box of what's going on. I'm not as attached to the characters as I was with Dark, with Jonas and Martha, but I really enjoy it so far. It's really well shot too.
I'm gonna request some screeners in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll request some screeners. Steven is liking season 2 more than season 1.
Steven. Yeah, I'm right. I might be right there with you, Steve. I love me some Aubrey Plaza. She's great in it so far.
I have watched Interview with a Vampire. I did a live on it. Elliot recommends the Fire TV show.
What up, Kevin?
Joshua said right back when American Horror Story was big.
That seems so long ago. I don't know that. What was the last good season for you, Sharana, of American Horror Story?
I like the first half of Double Feature.
Me too.
The vampire,
and then it got trashed so fast.
Yeah, the second half was terrible.
Oh my goodness. And not even that was the alien story, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
With the kids. Oh my gosh. And then
Double Feature. Yeah, so it was like the alien, but they kept going back and forth between back in the day and present day.
Yeah, well, hold on. What was the spinoff? What was that? American Stories? Was that the first one that they did the stories and then they jumped into the new season?
No, but
I did not like stories.
Double Feature was aliens.
Right, it was aliens and fish people or vampires. Yes, and then the first half was the vampire, the guy that couldn't write a story. He took those pills, and then the second half was the alien. Yeah, that second half was atrocious.
Okay, people subscribing, Elliot.
Oh, appreciate it, Josh. Appreciate it.
So Westworld.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into Westworld.
Yeah, I stuck it out, but it's just if you lost every week, then what's the point? Like when you're literally lost every single week. I didn't review it because I would literally be lost every week. I don't know how I'm supposed to.
I love science fiction. Like I said, I don't know what it was. I couldn't get into that show at all.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Are you watching The Peripheral?
That's Chloe, right? Chloe Grace.
Yeah, it's from the creators of Westworld.
I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I gotta go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching stuff that's coming out later. So I can't believe wake up, stand up. Order a glow in the dark Wanda pop. Child, y'all better stand up. You started the new season of AHS and fell straight to sleep. I definitely fell asleep.
I don't blame you.
Have you watched season, Elliot?
I'm not giving that show another try. I've given Ryan Murphy and his writers enough chances. I'm done. This one was New York, right? That they're at in the 80s. Yeah. I'm sorry, Brian. You lost me, buddy. That was my guy back in the day. Nip Tuck back in the day. Oh, some great television.
The first couple seasons of Nip Tuck.
Oh yeah. For me, Carver season was the last good season. Season 3. But yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm choking. It's the current season based on Princess Di. Yeah. I mean, last season was too, but they were younger. Who's your best picture winner?
Ooh. Best picture. I'm now starting to get into following some of the award-winning movies now, but oh man, I don't know, Sean. You gotta take this first one. You see more movies than I do.
I mean, I still just want Top Gun to win, but I think since Coda won last year, it's probably not. But I haven't seen all of the movies yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Fablemans.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that next week, which I've heard mixed bag on it. Everywhere all at once. Yes, I'll stand for that. Brian, I love that film.
I like the movie. I just think everybody it's a little overrated.
I loved it.
It's 30 minutes too long.
It's 30 minutes. It's not long enough for me. I love it.
Every movie this year is 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes too long. So, yeah, but I'm just saying. But I would be okay. I would be okay if everything everywhere, but I really love Top Gun. I just really think Top Gun is like the best movie this year.
I don't know if I've ever felt the way I felt for a movie in the theater this year as I did with watching Top Gun. That was a theatrical experience.
It's so good. It's literally when I was watching it, I was like, this is why they say there's no more movie stars because there's not a lot of actors right now that can command like just have a charisma on screen, make you care about their character, like you just feel the hard work that they put into it, like Tom Cruise. I'm sorry, Triangle of Sadness is good, but that's also another movie that is 30 minutes too long as well. But it is a good movie. Do I think Top Gun will get any acting noms? No, but it'll get some.
Unfortunately, it'll get technical.
Maybe for the Golden Globes, but not for Oscars.
Oh, that's what you we talked about Marvel slack and get my man Joseph Kosinski, I think it's his last name. Get him in the mix. He's a great director.
I personally think Black Adam should get nominated for effects.
Black Adam?
Yeah.
They were pretty clean.
Yeah.
They were.
They nominate all these other Marvel movies.
That's true. That's true.
Saying.
Yeah.
No amount of FOMO will make me give Top Gun a chance. You're truly
not a fan of just like that genre or Tom Cruise or
baby, half of Hollywood in a coat, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
I can't. True. I'm just like, no. I haven't seen X yet.
Ooh, yes, that's right up my alley. I'm a big horror fan, so
X. I went during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And watch it.
I'm a big fan of X.
So yeah, I don't know. I've seen Sex Lives of College Girls.
What's your most excited, I don't even know how to talk anymore. Most anticipated movie for the rest of the year? And everyone in chat, let us know.
Maybe
have I seen Pearl? I've seen Pearl.
I'm intrigued by Avatar. I don't know what else is coming out. What's coming out?
That's the biggest thing.
What was left?
Let me see here.
I believe y'all about everything except Top Gun. I can believe you. If we're gonna be honest, the first Top Gun has no story whatsoever.
None at all.
No nothing.
I enjoy the hell out of it, but it's a sandwich with no meat.
I'm scared of Avatar, so I can't get excited because I can't take another Avatar miss. Okay.
It's 3 hours too, Sharana. You hear that, Mr. James Cameron giving us 3 hours of Pandora?
Oh, you know what? Why I started thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
we speak nothing of that, Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
It's late, okay?
Oh, you know what I saw the other day? Bones and All for any cannibal fans out there.
Yeah, I heard it was about cannibals.
It is. Which Ryan Armie Hammer would have been perfectly fitted for that film. But
he's supposed to be in it.
Well, with the subject matter, he would have been perfectly casted in it.
Oh, well, very true.
Yeah.
He might have helped consult.
He might have came out. Yeah, it would have been method acting if he was in it. It was good. I saw it the other day. I'm loving what Taylor Russell's doing it, and Timothy Chalamet did his thing too. That's again, you got to have a stomach for it. It's very as we said, it's cannibalism, and they don't shy away from.
Oh, it's very graphic.
Very graphic. Luca Guadagnino does not pull away, especially if you've seen Suspiria. He does not pan away from the gruesomeness of it.
Yeah, some of this I'm gonna have to just pay to go see in theaters.
Yeah. I'm looking at the calendar. It's really, besides Avatar,
I
know people are. I'm excited for Babylon because I like Damien Chazelle from. I think all his films have been great.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hold on. What's up? You don't like Damien Chazelle? You don't like La La Land? You don't like Whiplash? First Man?
Whiplash is my favorite Damien film.
Oh, okay, but not a La La fan?
No.
I love La La Land.
I love musicals, and most of them couldn't sing, so no.
See your stars. Oh, I love La La Land.
No. First Man was fine, but it was a little boring at times.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, Sharon.
I'm sorry. I still think Ryan Gosling was fantastic and Claire Foy, but it was boring.
But I mean, we got Babylon, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, in an extraordinary cast. I think we gonna get Tobey Maguire's playing. Who he's playing, I can't remember who his character is right now, but I'm looking forward to Babylon. Samara Weaving. I'm here for it.
I'm glad.
Nothing else outside that.
I'm gonna hold my breath on that one.
It's gonna be great.
But Whiplash is my favorite film of his.
Oh, Whiplash is so great.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm more excited for next year's movies. I want to see Creed for biceps and triceps. I want to see Megan. That's my most anticipated January film of 2013. I mean 2013.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that girl was getting it. Oh, she was getting. I'm very excited for that film. Actually, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's
Meg
can't
go
wait.
in.
I can't wait.
Go in.
So I'm looking forward to 2023.
Should be a good year. Should
What
be a good
are
year.
your goals? I like we're getting to the end of the year. What are
Yeah.
your goals for your channel for next year?
Well, I hope to continue to meet amazing people that love the stuff that we love talking about, movies and shows, and hopefully more collaborations with this wonderful person that I'm on the screen with now. But no, seriously, I just want to wrap up the year and just continue to build momentum into the new year and continue to build a community like Sharana has done here, and she has such a great community on her platform. But yeah, just more content, man, more content, and just keep grinding. What about you? Well, I've heard. Listen, she probably gonna let y'all know, but she told me something a little bit earlier. She got some. Y'all better be ready for 2023 for pay away. Y'all better be ready.
I got
she
some
coming with it. She coming with it.
I
what about you?
Would love to try to hit 100K by the end of next year. I want to start having like programs, like Throwback Thursday, where once a month you guys recommend a movie for me, like when you recommended Flowers in the Attic, which y'all were very disrespectful for having me watch this. And then I recommend a movie for you guys to watch and we talk about it. I'm also toying with the idea of quitting corporate to do this full time.
Big move.
Yeah. I'm scared, but I've been praying about it and I'm trying to work out a plan in 2023 where I might just try to bet on myself. I think it's okay to bet on yourself.
100%.
And do more Saturday morning lives for my people overseas. And just, I really want to start collaborating with more people. I want to collaborate with more people that you guys might not have heard of, people that I watch. And I just want to, I don't know, I just want to become more known in the industry. Like, that's what I would really want. And for the YouTubers to take down the TikTokers. Those goals. Those are my goals for 2023. So
I hope y'all clip this out because all the stuff she says is gonna come into fruition. We already know. We already know.
We're gonna claim it now. Someone mentioned the menu. Have you seen the menu yet?
I haven't. It's actually, unfortunately, it's not coming out here.
It's not.
They already sent out the email saying that it's no planned screener, so I'm gonna have to pay for it and check it out because I'm a big Anya fan. I love Anya Taylor-Joy. So I need to see it. Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
Nice. Someone check it out.
So I think it's nice for us to state what our intentions are and to because sometimes I think we get caught up and we think about the things that we don't do, or I wish I had this many followers and things like that. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves where we came from. Like, you know, them days when you wish you could just hit 100 views.
Right. Oh man. We all started from zero. You know?
Okay. Or just being happy when you hit, like, man, I got 30 people in my live right now. Like, I'm living. Okay. Yeah. So I just think we need to remind ourselves sometimes, like, how far 100%. We've actually come and all the cool things that we're doing right now. So,
well said. Well said.
Well, I'm just happy that Akira says this is my first time watching the both of you. Just recently subscribed to you both. But I wish you all the best of luck with your channels and rooting for you. Thank you. When you came in, we done talking about it. So
we got about 2 hours worth of the film talk. Shout out to the replay gang.
So her real review, hoping for 1,000 subs by end of 2023. Hey, go check out her real reviews channel as well. We got to make sure that we're uplifting more Black women as well. There's not a lot of us, so I would love to see more of us in this space. But yeah, Elliot, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I appreciate you just giving your time to come hang out with us. Thank you, Shurators, for actually being on good behavior because I'm very proud of y'all. Okay, because y'all know how y'all be. But
Hashtag Raiders.
thank you for hanging with us. And
Of
if
course.
you guys haven't done so already, please go follow Movie Files. He is on it. All the stuff y'all be harassing me about, Elliot uploads it in a timely manner. So go follow him. He offers great criticism and thoughtful reviews and breakdowns of movies and TV shows. So you definitely should be following Elliot if you aren't already. Get your life together and just hit follow and turn the notification bell on. Oh, we doing another live. Oh, I forgot about
After show. Love the story.
the
You gotta do
story.
an after show.
Okay. All right. First, Elliot, tell everybody where they can find you though. Before we
Well,
get
to pull it back again, been a fan for such a long time, and in seriousness, this is an awesome pinch myself moment to be able to be on your channel talking about all the wonderful things we talked about tonight. So it's something I will always cherish. So I thank you for allowing me to be here tonight with your amazing self and your amazing community. So appreciate you. And as far as you guys can find me here on YouTube talking about movies and shows. And tomorrow, for any Atlanta fans, we'll be doing a live stream talking about this crazy finale, y'all. It was crazy, man. I'm gonna miss this show. So hopefully y'all can, if you're Atlanta fans, come join us tomorrow. And then throughout the week, we'll be talking about whatever movie or show is out. So again, Sharonda, thank you for having me. Hopefully I can come into your domain again with your amazing community in the future. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you all for
make sure you
coming
stay
in tonight.
Stay because you gotta give me the tea afterwards. About blood.
Yes. Oh yeah. We got something for you.
I'm gonna make story time quick because y'all know I don't.
This is a good story. This is a good story.
Okay.
This is a good story.
All right. Story time of the day. So I was hungry, right? And I was like, you know what? I had talked to Elliot. We had a great conversation. I was like, I was watching White Lotus so I can catch up on it and talk to him about it. And I was like, let me order me some food because I ain't got time to cook. So I ordered me some food from my favorite restaurant because I said, you girl, you done had a rough week. You deserve, okay? So I ordered my food and I was excited because I've been boycotting Uber Eats after they played me a couple of weeks ago. So I ordered from Grubhub and the person calls and they're like, hey, what's your unit number? And so I gave them the unit number. I'm like, why are you calling for the unit number if you're not even in here? So I've been waiting by the door for 15 minutes at this point, okay? Then it says my food was delivered. I said, delivered? I'm looking outside. I said, well, I know I don't see no food, so where's my food? So I'm calling. He didn't answer. So then I messaged. I said, baby, where my food at? And he said, I left it at your door. I knocked on the door. I said, you absolutely did not because I'm staring at my door and ain't no food here. So he says, you was in unit this, right? I said, Beach, I ain't never said that was my damn unit. They don't sound nothing like my unit. No, that's not my door. So then I go to the door that he said he delivered the food to. So I'm at the door, but I don't see no food. So what am I thinking? I said, these hoes done took my food that they knew wasn't they food. And they eating my damn food because I can smell it. You know how you smell what you ordered? Like when the Uber, you be smelling what people walking down the hallway. So I'm smelling my food. So I'm like, I'm banging on the door, like, y'all better answer this damn door and give me my food because I spent a lot of money on this food. They not answering. I'm sitting up here, so I walk away from the door. I'm standing in the hallway trying to see if somebody gonna open up the door after the fact. I'm heated now, okay? I'm heated. So at this point, I have to get my money back because I'm like, this food and deliver. I'm trying to ask him, like, did you hand my food or did you just leave it? Because I'm still trying to figure out, do I need to side-eye and retaliate against my neighbors for the next year of my lease that I just renewed, okay? Because I just don't understand. He said he left the food at the front. So I said, my food's not at their door. So I said, whatever, give me my money back. I'm done. I ordered some other food that wasn't as satisfying because I already had my stomach set to what I wanted to eat. So I get that food, but then I was like, you know what? Let me order some Jenny's ice cream. Now, if y'all listen to me and you went and got Jenny's ice cream, you know that it's some of the best ice cream that was ever made, okay? So I wanted
Is that an Atlanta thing, Jimmy's ice cream?
Yeah, I only know it in Atlanta, but it might be other places, but they're in grocery stores now. But they actually have a gooey butter cake.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I lived in Atlanta. I don't know if I've lived in Atlanta for like 3 months. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to explore all the.
Are you serious? Just 3 months?
Yeah, it was a weird work thing, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Dang.
continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I
interrupt.
wish I would have knew you then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want my ice cream cone from Jenny. So I just ordered a pint and I ordered some of their waffle cones. I used Uber Eats because I said this is gonna be your chance to prove to me that you got your act together. Child, I didn't eat my food, got my food from DoorDash at this point. And then I realized it's been an hour. How long would it take to go just pick up a pint of ice cream and some waffle cones? I called them. I said, hey, y'all, where's my ice cream? It said that y'all still trying to find another driver. So long story short, they were like, oh, well, we can get you one now. They're on their way. I look at the thing. It says it's going to be another 40 minutes. I said, baby, if you think I'm going to wait an hour and 40 minutes for some ice cream and a waffle cone, I'm finna just drive myself to go get the ice cream cone because I'm over it because I got to do this live. I don't have time for wait for them. So I put my clothes on and I start walking to the door. As I walk into the parking garage, I see my effing food at somebody's door. So the door that this fool told me that he put the food at wasn't even the right door. It was somebody else's door. So my food has been sitting outside for 2 hours at this point, and he couldn't even remember what door he delivered it at. And I was so heated, y'all. I was so heated. But the silver lining is I got my food and I got my money back. But I was highly, I am so disturbed by this entire experience. I'm just over it. Okay. So that was my story of why I'm never ordering from Uber Eats or Grubhub ever again. DoorDash is the only person who did I still eat the food? No, it's sitting on my counter because at this point I had already ate.
Right.
So yeah.
It's a mess.
Just you gotta stay vigilant out here. I think at this point I gotta just start going downstairs to get my food.
Meet them, hand off.
It's too much. It's too much. So that's the story time for the day. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I ordered food from 10 Degrees South. That's one of my favorite restaurants in Atlanta. So that's story time for the day. It's way past my bedtime, and I was trying to watch a movie. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to stay awake. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great night. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes.
Wash your hands, wash your ass, be nice to somebody. It's so free just to be nice to somebody. I just want y'all to go out in the world tomorrow and I want you to do something nice for somebody else. Okay. Yep. And then I want you to do something nice for yourself. Okay. Because self-care is important too. So
very much.
I hope that you all have a fantastic day. Make sure you're following Elliot. But thank you for listening to us. We love y'all. And we will chat with y'all soon. Okay. Night. Bye.